280ZX. It costs less than you think and gives you more. Now at your Datsun dealer. And by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the home of the New England Patriots for this, the official start of our 1979-1980 ABC Monday Night Football season. And what an opener we've gotten. A lot along the way, too. We'll have 3 Thursday night specials, 1 Sunday night special, the first Thursday night special this Thursday at Denver. The opposition, the Los Angeles Rams, still smarting from that upset yesterday at the hands of the Oakland Raiders. But now, tonight, what a matchup. The Super Bowl Pittsburgh Steelers champions against perhaps the most offensive-minded team in football, the New England Patriots. And it's a supercharged team, these Patriots, emotionally. Why? Because Darryl Stingley, who suffered that fateful collision August 12th a year ago with Jack Tatum, has come back home for the first time since that tragic accident. And you'll be meeting him exclusively at halftime. In the meantime, there is some internal discord on the Patriots, and it's only right to recognize it. Remember, some 2 weeks plus ago, they traded Leon Gray, the brilliant all-pro offensive tackle, to the Houston Oilers. I asked the new head coach, Ron Earhart, if he were in favor of the trade and what impact that trade had upon the efficiency of the Patriots' offensive line. This is what he told me.
I was reluctant to make the trade. Of course, I'm the head football coach. I'm selfish. I didn't want to break up a combination we had up front, the combination that led the NFL last year in total offense. As far as how much it's going to impair us, Howard, I can put it this way. When you take a rookie and try to replace an all-pro, it just isn't done overnight.
So that's the Leon Gray situation as Ron Earhart, the head coach, sees it. There may be a quarterback problem, too, on the Patriots. What a delight to have back the great expert to discuss that problem, Dandy Don Merritt.
Oh, it's good to be back. I really am happy to be here. It's 10 years of ABC's Monday Night Football. Son of a gun. Nice to be here. Now then, that quarterback situation, that is a little bit tough, but maybe not as tough as we're trying to make it. Steve Grogan is the #1 quarterback. He had knee surgery last year. And they're saying, well, maybe he won't be the running threat that he's been in the past. Well, I don't know. I know this, that he's got a couple of good backups. Matt Cavanaugh is a young player, and so is Tom Owen that can both throw. We heard a rumor that if things don't go well in the first half, particularly quarterback, that they're going to substitute one of those guys, and they call Owen and Cavanaugh about the same. So the only thing I can say is it's going to be a fun year. Now, then, Frank, outside of Pittsburgh having world championship, great quarterback, great coaching, and all that sort of stuff, what else they got working?
I guess we should kick off. They don't really have a major problem. If anything, they have minor injuries at their cornerback position, and they may have a little bit of a trouble at the beginning of the season with their offensive line at right tackle there. They're hurting just a little bit. But believe me, it's nothing serious. When you have Terry Bradshaw coming off the best year he's ever had, 28 touchdown passes, he became truly a leader, and he's been that over the past few years, but I don't believe anyone fired the football in a lot of years like Terry did at the end of last season. He was really a remarkably gifted quarterback at the end of the year. And, of course, you have Franco Harris, and while New England has the great offense, #1 in the NFL, well, Pittsburgh gave up the fewest points in the NFL last year. A classic matchup, if you will. We say that many times, but this one happens to be, and we'll be back for the kickoff right after this. Those are the numbers on Steve Grogan, the quarterback of the New England Patriots. There has been a question about Steve Grogan during the preseason. He has not been the Grogan of last year. He came off of knee surgery in January. Appears to be all right. The knee appears to be okay, but the offense has not moved all that well into this young man. He has had good support from backup quarterbacks Matt Cavanaugh and Tom Owen. These two teams, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the New England Patriots, champions of their divisions. The Patriots, however, knocked off by Houston in the playoff rounds. Of course, you know about the Steelers. They went all the way to win the Super Bowl, their third Super Bowl victory under head coach Chuck Noll. They beat the Dallas Cowboys 35-31. The Steelers will be kicking, and they will trot out a new kicker for the first time in 8 years. Matt Barr, a 6th-round draft picker from Penn State, has replaced Roy Gerella. And Howard has already told you about the explosive offense of the New England Patriots. They have tremendous amount of speed, and when Grogan is right, they have the added dimension of an extra runner in that backfield. He rambled for over 500 yards last year. second successive great running year for Grogan. He has a habit of getting it done. He doesn't do it with a lot of finesse, but somehow it happens. Deep goes number 35, Alan Clark. Dropping back with him is Rick Sanford. A pair of rookies are deep. Alan Clark, tremendous athlete, Northern Arizona, a 10th round draft pick, and Barr has it underway. Kicks it high. It'll be short. It'll be Alan Clark at the 8.
Good hole.
Good hole. Oh. Big opening for Alan Clark. Clark out over the 45-yard line, and it was the kicker, Matt Barr, to turn Alan Clark to the outside. Offensively, we told you about Steve Grogan. He will be back there with Andy Johnson, another 500-yard gainer, and Sam Cunningham. He was the leading rusher last year. The wide receivers, they have speed. Number 29, Harold Jackson, and 86, Stanley Morgan. As you look at the offensive line, the question mark, of course, on the left side. That's where Leon Gray has departed. That tandem of Hanna and Gray was great for years. Gray now at Houston. Dwight Wheeler, first-year man out of Tennessee State, is filling the shoes. He wears number 62. First and 10. Handoff goes to Andy Johnson. Andy Johnson racked up in the middle of the Steeler line. Number 76 was in there. It was John Banaszak, and you see the rest of them. L.C. Greenwood, of course, perhaps the best along that front four. If you have better linebackers, I don't know where you'll find them. And, of course, the secondary, a superb secondary, but they cannot afford injuries tonight because they really do not have good backups. J.T. Thomas is hurting. And so Grogan brings up the New England Patriots. Second down, 9 to go. Gain of about a half a yard. The motion man, Harold Jackson. Play action. Grogan rolls to the left, tries to isolate a receiver. He does. It's Harold Jackson, and Jackson close to the first down. Steeler territory at the 45-yard line. Grogan, by the way, Don Howard calling his own plays tonight.
That's got to be fun.
Something that the Patriots initiated because they were taking up too much time messengering the play out onto the field, and they found themselves ready to start the play just 5 seconds before they had to dispatch the ball from center to quarterback, and thus they couldn't audibilize. So much for that. 5 rookies on the Patriots team, one of whom is the youngster you saw with the brilliant kick run on the opening kickoff, Alan Clark, the rookie from Northern Arizona. Didn't have a big-time college program or coaching behind him, but he has impressed Bucko Kilroy very much, the general manager and the astute player evaluator of the Patriots.
Inches short, perhaps 6 inches. The 2 tight ends are in. They are enormous. Don Hasselback, Russ Francis, Cunningham, couldn't find it inside, sprinted to the outside, gets the first down, goes down in the arms of Jack Lambert. He could have broken off for a big gainer, but he gets the first at the 41. Sam Cunningham coming off 2 consecutive healthy years, the leading rusher last year with over 750 yards.
Sam Bam, he did it. They went over Wheeler that time, so at least that offensive line, the first time in a 3rd and short, they're going to check Wheeler out. They got the first down.
Interesting ways the football works. Lynn Swan, the outstanding receiver for the Steelers, was a roommate of Sam Cunningham at USC several years ago. Now they are opposition tonight. Grogan to the air. Drop back. Look out. He gets pounded just as he releases the ball. It was short. And you saw the blitz. Jack Ham in there, number 59.
Steve Furness was in there pretty close, too, Frank. He's the guy that's really kind of come in there and pushed the guys around, made them realign that thing. Dwight White's got a little, I guess he's nursing a sore ankle, but Furness is really the player. He's coming in and doing a job.
He's a great pass rusher. White, incidentally, probably will see some action tonight. That remains to be seen. Depends on the flow of events. But he's not that damaged that he can't get in there if they need him.
Robin Cole comes out. Wayne Woodruff comes in, one cornerback to give them 5 secondary men. That is for the Steelers. Second down and 10. They're thinking pass. They get run. Andy Johnson, and he's swarmed under there. Lambert, of course, number 58. Great all-pro middle linebacker. You'll see him all over the football field.
Andy Johnson, of course, Andy, as you well know, was a quarterback at Georgia. Had a big year. Patriots made him a running back. Had a big year in 76. Injured in 77. Came back last year. He was akin to his old self. Fine player.
On 3rd down and 9. No huddle. Grogan had called a couple of plays. He told he was calling his own plays.
Oh, boy.
He catches the Steelers maybe and not the right defense. He goes to Russ Francis. Francis has the ball inside the 20 at the 18.
Oh, that's nice. That's really a good example. We've talked about his mobility, but he's also a good strong guy. Moving Brown up in there, picked out Russ Francis. He made Donnie Shell, number 31, commit a little bit because they know he can run too. Picked up a big first down.
He has that added dimension, as we mentioned before, being able to run. You're exactly right, Don. Donnie Shell should have been with Francis. He saw a run in Grogan's eyes, stepped up. Grogan right over Donnie Shell. Complete first down inside the 20 of the Steelers.
I like to call that man the all-world tight end. Nobody was ever better physically constructed for the position than Russ Francis.
Now, wait a minute.
Cunningham out to the outside. And the big man motors down inside the 15, close to the 12-yard line.
That's Ron Earhart, the head coach of the New England Patriots, living perhaps to some extent in the shadows of Chuck Fairbanks, the man whose exit was inglorious. Very last game of last season when they're about to play Miami, already in the playoffs, but that's history now. Point is, Ron's got a big task ahead. And Don, you could have been built better than Francis. You just didn't do the weightlifting.
Alan Clark got the Patriots off to a good start. Out over to their 45-yard line. They have moved now to the 12-yard line of the Steelers. Cunningham bangs down the 5-yard line. Busted a tackle behind John Hanna. Broke a tackle. Ham saved it at the 5. First down, New England.
I thought he fell. Then I said, May, it's just a great fake.
There's Chuck Noll, the great coach of the Steelers. Here it is in replay, Don.
Well, they did go right on that left side again. They just got a habit over there. That's a pretty good hold. I think Cunningham did slip a little bit, but there's some good leg strength. She had good leg strength.
It was Hanna, as Frank pointed out, who was the lead blocker there. And they have been running effectively left behind Hanna and young Dwight Wheeler.
New England threatening. Remember, the Steelers did not give up a touchdown the entire first quarter of any game last season. Play action. Grogan looking for a receiver. They're held up. Francis is there, but he has to overthrow, and Donnie Shell backs into it.
So many times you see Jack Ham in an area where he's going to mess up a play, and he was the one then that read it extremely well, got out in front of Grogan, never let him really turn that corner to put any pressure there. I think he just threw it away.
Well, you know about Ham, all of you. You don't want to be redundant. Through the years, you've got the same plays, the same players, but this one is so exceptional. Jack Ham out of Penn State, one of the many brilliant linebackers from that school. And only yesterday, Bill Berge of the Eagles tied him in all-time career high in interceptions by a linebacker at 56. So that's Jack Ham.
Second and goal. Andy Johnson gets inside the 5 to the 4. They're tough yardage down here against the Steelers. Gary Dunn, who will see a lot of action tonight on the front 4 for the Steelers, was in there. He's number 67.
56?
56.
I don't think it's 56.
Yeah. Well, it's true. Tell you that Berge intercepted one yesterday in the first 2 minutes of the game that was unbelievable.
I saw that. That was
got control of the football. Giants are on the 2-yard line or thereabouts. And he was on the ground and he still controlled the football.
Third and goal, and Horace Ivory is in for New England. Play action. Grogan gets the pressure. Man wide open. Francis.
Oh, yeah.
One-hands it.
Oh, yeah.
As we have seen him do so many times. And the Steelers have given up that long string of scoreless first quarters. New England on the scoreboard. They used up over 5 minutes on the drive.
Oh, that was really pretty, and a really pretty drive, too.
Well, the last person, as we look at it again from the end zone, to leave Darrell Stingley in the administration building up here before the game was Russ Francis. And he said, I'm going to get 3 tonight for Darrell. They are a motion charge.
Hey, somebody, I don't know, I couldn't see who it was. Boy, they popped old Grogan right there. Just
Safety blitz.
Who was that?
Edwards.
Man, he came in there and got him a good composure.
John Smith for the conversion. Yes. 9:39 remaining in the first quarter. And let's take a look again.
He's coming off that line, little stand-up block. They're trying to hold him in there, then move him back across that side, across the flow. And then he is wide open. You'd have to think somebody missed an assignment. Give me that one hand on it, and it's mine.
We'll be back. Russ Francis, he still hasn't given up motorcycles, Don. An hour he broke his ankle. Remember last January we talked to him. He said, nah, I had to get right back on there, just like the horse that throws the kid.
Well, he should give up airplanes. He's got his own charter service in Hawaii.
John Smith, the kickoff for New England. They lead 7-0. Larry Anderson is deep. Smith hits it high, and he hits it short. And that was Tony Anderson, a rookie out of Temple that pounds it back out over the 30-yard line to the 32. Okay. Terry Bradshaw will open at quarterback. He had a marvelous year last year. And Franco Harris, well, he's not all that far away from Canton, Ohio, I would say. There's your offensive line. The wide receivers, they're thin there. Lynn Swann is playing. He might not even be playing if they were not so many injuries to the outside receivers of the Pittsburgh Steelers. John Stallworth is there. Discussion on the field. We did not see a flag, but there is a discussion. Our referee tonight, Jim Tunney.
Also got, they got a new man kind of in that line, too. We've got some injuries there. Ted Peterson stepping in where Larry Brown, Ray Penny's out for the year. What was that?
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 30. First down.
All right, Larry Anderson, who was scheduled to run that kickoff back. It was short by John Smith. Tony Anderson, indeed, was the receiver. Personal foul against Larry Anderson. 1st and 10. Steelers have the ball. Their own 17-yard line. Sidney Thornton is starting. There he is, number 38, in place of Rocky Blyer with a sore knee. And the big man, the biggest of the Steeler backs, breaks a lot of tackles, and he gets out over the 25-yard line. Stopped there by Steve Nelson. There's that 3-4. That's the front three. Ray Hamilton, of course, in the middle. Sam Hunt, number 50. He looks like 2 tackles. He weighs about 260. And a lot of speed in that secondary, and a lot of number 1 draft picks we'll tell you about a little later on. Thornton gets 8 yards, just short of the 25. As you look at Steve Grogan, who led the Pats to a touchdown with a pass to Russ Francis, their first possession. 2nd down, a long 2. The ball just short of the 25. Franco Harris gets his first ball. He's nailed. Ooh, he's hit hard here. It was Steve Nelson, one of those inside linebackers, and a strong dude he is, number 57, that made the stop right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a half a yard. It'll be 3rd and a yard and a half.
What's interesting about that is New England continues to play the 34 defense. Bucko Kilroy, the general manager, told me it may be growing obsolete. He said we can't generate a pass rush with it. But they sure can defense the run with it. You just saw an example where the great coterie of linebackers comes into prominence with the Patriots.
3rd, a long 1.5. Harris gets the call. He gets the first down. Tim Fox was there to make the stop, but not before Franco Harris, coming off another 1,000-yard year last year. Tell you what, he's only a little over 1,200 yards from becoming the 3rd leading rusher in the history of this game, behind only Jim Brown and O.J. Simpson.
Look what he did last year against New England.
Hasn't done badly on Monday night, so we've had him around either.
No. Interesting graphic.
One that I find really interesting, he carried the ball so many times last year and only fumbled it 4 times. 1st and 10. Bradshaw.
All right, look out, Terry. Oh, son.
Fires intended for Randy Grossman, and Grossman had Hunt all over him. The big man, as big as he is, was back there defending, along with Steve Nelson.
Frank, in case some of the viewers are wondering why the great big Benny Cunningham, cutting the mold of Casper and Francis, isn't in there yet. He's coming off knee surgery, as you know, and as big as he is, as strong as he is, as fast as he is for his size, he's shown vulnerability, Dandy, to injury. So they want to go carefully with him, because in the long run, he's where that tight end is at. No derogation of the sure-handed Grossman.
2nd down, 10. Lynn Swann, flank to the right. To the left is John Stallworth. Play action by Bradshaw.
Oh, little
Screen to Sidney Thornton. It's a good one.
Oh, that was pretty. That was
Sidney Thornton out to the 43-yard line.
Really set up well.
1st down, Steelers. Doug Bedoin made the tackle on Thornton. He's in there, by the way, again, because Rocky Blyer has a sore knee. He's missed all the preseason. Thornton has played most of it. Here it is again, Don.
Well, there's you saw Franco go the other way, a little cross action in there, trying to confuse the linebackers, but it was just set up so well. They made it look like a run in the beginning. Then a regular pass. Terry dropped back and hit him stepping out to the side there. It was a nice screen.
Superb block by the center, number 52, Mike Webster. 1st and 10. The ball just over the 43-yard line of the Steelers. Franco Harris pecking along the line. He does that so well.
He really does.
Bounces along until he finds something, and all of a sudden, it doesn't look like he has much, but he gets 5 yards.
How many backs do you think of, honestly, would not have made a first down when he gained a yard here a while ago? He has that way of somehow getting that yard when you need it, which obviously is sometimes more important than those other gainers.
Well, his change of speed, Don, his quickness of acceleration for a man so big is simply astonishing.
I think we all agree he's a good football player.
If he's not, you've got a scoop.
That's it.
2nd and 5, the ball at the 49-yard line. The Steelers now maintaining their own possession of the football. Thornton gets the call, gets a good block. Oh, Thornton is rough. Good defensive play by Claiborne coming up from the left corner.
I think that's old Hawkins out there, too.
But that's one of the things to watch with this Patriots team, Don, as you know, probably as well as anybody in the business.
What's that?
That secondary of the Patriots. So many #1 draft choices, such quickness. The ability not to be worried about committing too early because of the ability to recapture, and so they can come up and stop the run as they did there.
Thornton got 2, 3rd down 3. The ball at the 49-yard line of New England. The toss goes to Harris. He gets a block from Thornton. Good enough. Down he goes, and he's in the arms of number 52, Steve King, and the Steelers will have to turn it over.
A real good football player just ran into some more real good football players over there that time. Oh, that's nice. I like to see it. It's fun. Old King just up and says, "You're not coming around me, fella."
Craig Colquitt is out now for the Steelers, and dropping deep will be Stanley Morgan. He's a blazer. There he is. Man can motor. Craig Colquitt. Good kicker. Kicks it high. Finds the handle, looking for the sideline. Morgan.
Boy, he just barely missed it, too.
Simulated the fair catch, and he just did miss, putting it out inside the 5. But it's a touchback, and New England with a 7-0 lead. Here in the first quarter, 5:10 remaining, will have possession at the 20. Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell and Don Meredith, and we've got a pretty good football game going here. The 2 division champions from their respective divisions in the American Football Conference. The New England Patriots, they got on the scoreboard on their very first possession. It was Steve Grogan to Russ Francis. The Steelers moved the ball well. Then they came up short on the 3rd down, and now the Patriots have their second possession, the ball at the 20-yard line following the touchback. Grogan, play action to the right on 1st down.
I'm telling you.
And out he goes for another 1st down to the 33, and, well, he's getting a little smarter. I don't think he would have done that a year ago.
Maybe not, Frank, but that was a key play for Ron Earhart, the head coach, and Bucko Kilroy, the general manager, to watch. They wanted to see if he could still do it after the surgery.
I think more important than that, you got a good shot there of Wheeler, the guy that they're really questioning, the new left tackle. They did a little stunt trick, whatever you want to call it. He picked it up, and those are one of the most difficult things for the young lineman to pick up. They did a little cross block over there, and he got his man.
We're talking about Dwight Wheeler, number 62, who is replacing Leon Gray, who is now in Houston. On the 1st and 10, the handoff goes to Cunningham.
And he did it again.
Bulls his way out over the 35 to the 36-yard line, 37-yard line. A gain of a long 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
I had an interesting comment, Frank. You walked out before the game started, before we came on the air. I was talking to David Israel, the brilliant young columnist of the Chicago Tribune, and he said, I hope you guys aren't going to talk about Leon Gray. I can't remember a block he threw, which is vivid testimony of the fact that David has not been watching the Patriots.
Now, where did you come up with that?
Take care of old David.
Here we come.
Grogan, he fires into there for Stanley Morgan, number 86. Knocked up in the air.
Jack Lambert.
And Jack Lambert, a middle linebacker, as he always is, around the football. He gets the interception on the deflection.
All right, let's see if we can see what happens. Another little kind of a play-action half roll out here. Option run and throw. Ham is back there pretty deep. Never really put any pressure. Gosh, that was just a good defensive play.
.341 remaining in the first quarter. The first turnover of the ball game. Jack Lambert, this man who is always around the football. I've characterized him as a method type football player. If you ever heard of a method actor, he really gets involved. Mike Wagner caused the interception when he hit the intended receiver, Stanley Morgan, jarring the ball loose. Steelers 1st and 10. Handoff. Sidney Thornton, left side, inside the 49-yard line for a gain of about a yard. Good defensive play there.
Sidney Thunder Thornton in there because Rocky Blyer is not. Also, #1 draft choice of the Steelers, Greg Hawthorne, who proved himself in the preseason to be a surprisingly good lead blocker and with surprising speed as an outside runner. There's Thornton. Not in there because of a pulled hamstring. As Frank said at the very beginning of the telecast, the Steelers hobbled by nagging minor injuries.
Frank knows things, doesn't he?
New England in a 4-3. They're anticipating pass. They have number 78, Tony McGee. He's their best pass rusher. Bottom of the screen. Bradshaw gets it off, man open. It was Grossman, but the big man, the big round cat, was back there. No, this time getting back there was Mike Hawkins. Well, he's big, too.
Yeah, they're all pretty good size, aren't they? You know, that's one of those things where sometimes referee back there will throw a flag, say you're face guarding, because he was really pretty well beaten.
On the face guard, Don, as you know, you've got to wave the arms. There's a frequent confusion over the interpretation of that rule. If the hand is merely outstretched, no face guarding. You must wave the hand and the arm.
That's good to know.
3rd and 9. Swan goes out to the right. Out to the left is Stallworth.
Whoops.
Flag is down. You saw the Patriot offside.
Oh, yes.
Bradshaw underthrows Stallworth, but he'll have another opportunity. A Patriot out of their 4-3 defensive left tackle. There's the indication from referee Jim Tunney.
Tunney, the single most handsome referee in the league. Hollywoodish type, lives out there.
Yes. 64. Still 3rd down.
Richard Bishop, who lines up at tackle, along with Ray Hamilton in the 4-3 alignment when the Patriots want to get more of a pass rush. So it'll be 3rd down now and 5. 2:50 remaining in the first quarter. Now, Stallworth, 82, Swan, 88, top of your screen, 2 wide receivers. To Bradshaw's right, Randy Grossman, a clutch receiver, lined up at tight end. Stallworth has the first down.
Good play.
Blitz coming in on Bradshaw, and he got it off.
Stallworth and Swan can 1-2 you to death. Remember the Super Bowl? This time you'll be looking at Stallworth again. Dandy Don will delineate.
I certainly will. The one, you know, as we've said it so many times, but there's a way whenever you're going to send those linebackers, they're trying to get improved pass rush, as you mentioned. These guys can do it because they've got so much speed back there, but they're covering guys that can also burn. So Terry made a good adjustment, just flipped it out there, got him a first down.
At the 31-yard line of New England leading 7-0. Bradshaw, he could write a letter.
Yep.
Incomplete.
That was in and out. That was old Swanee, wasn't it?
Lynn Swan is playing with a very sore toe, and as a matter of fact, he has been in camp just a little over 2 weeks, involved in what he considered a very serious court case out in San Francisco. Was late coming back. Quite a controversy developed over that.
The man is just a remarkable athlete in all respects. Nobody knows it better than Frank. He's had Swanee down at the Superstars a number of times. There you saw the miss. Very rare for that remarkable young man.
2nd down, 10.
Nobody better at coming back for the football. We'll get into that later, Don.
Or coming across the middle, making those sliding catches.
Or going deep with it. I mean,
whatever you like.
He's also a good football player.
Bradshaw changing off.
And he didn't
change quickly enough. It'll be a 5er against the Steelers.
Point I was making, Don, while we have a second. There's Jim Tunney measuring it off. Swanee only averaged 14.1 yards per reception last year.
Yeah.
Which was less than the average for the average wide receiver. And it's because he comes back, shields the defender with his body, makes the great leap, you know, his leaping ability.
Yeah.
In other words, completes passes on passing technique that with other receivers wouldn't be completed.
I want to think about that. And I'm going to come back later.
Okay.
All right.
2nd down, 50. Ball inside the 36-yard line following the delay of game. Bradshaw again with a lot of time in there.
Oh, my God. It is.
Holds on. He has
There's
a first down at the 17. Not coming back, going up.
Oh, my
You've
God.
got to be fearless to do that.
Now, wait a minute.
Doesn't.
Wait a minute, Howard. Now, Frank had that one. Frank, you had the one coming across the middle, so you cover this one.
I'll tell you what. It took a lot of guts.
You bet it
Sure
did.
does. He knew Flex was there.
Oh,
he knew
man.
he was going to get pounded.
Forget
And
the
he
sore toe.
maintained his concentration.
Now, this is the same guy that dropped the one that was in his hands the play
That's right.
before. Swanee does have that great leaping ability that you talked about, and that concentration, and that's really what. How in the world do people catch balls like that?
And he is some kind of stoic because that hurt.
Hurt me.
Ball at the 17. Sidney Thornton, right side, and down goes Thornton. Good defensive play. Bedoin coming up there, and then collecting help from Mike Hawkins. Bedoin, 27, Hawkins, 59.
See the way those speedsters come up from that backfield and not afraid to commit.
They did, but I tell you, Mike Hawkins is really the one that did it. Because he's that linebacker that strung it out up there, and they're doing what they're supposed to do. You know, I found it a little surprising that they let Zabel go. We talked about it earlier, but they said, yeah, they have so many good linebackers in there, and they've been honest with him all along. They said, hey, we're going to go with some younger guys. He's, there you go.
Chuckaroo.
Chuck Noll. One more win, and if it came tonight, he would have won 100 football games. There's only 14 other coaches have ever done that. Second down, 9. Bradshaw, play action, looking for Stallworth. Finds Grossman in the end zone. Overthrows, but Grossman well covered back there. Picked up in a very nifty style by Doug Bedoin again.
Showed you Ron Earhart there, Chuck Noll before that. Interesting man to study, Chuck Noll. Went through a long building process when he took over the last place Steelers. Used to be entirely different, I think, in his behavior on the sidelines. Now, aware of what's been developed, of how great his talent is, with a total security in them based upon 3, count them, Super Bowl victories, he remains substantially implacable on the sideline.
Third down, 9.
All right.
Bradshaw.
Look out, Terry. You got him.
Bradshaw.
Oh, yeah.
Fires over the middle to Grossman, and the man that saved that was Sam Davis, who came back and picked off McGee, I think it was, coming in defensively. It looked like Bradshaw was going to be trapped, and Sam Davis made a great block for him. Maybe you'll see it here. Watch 57. He'll come back. There it is.
That's some good pressure right in through there, though. They're out of the corner. This is heck of a throw by Terry. That thing was right on the money. He's running one way, and you've got Grossman going the other.
All right, and the quarter has expired. The Steelers have the football. First and goal, 4-yard line of the Patriots. They trail 7-0.
The terrible towel, a yellow or orange towel, symbolic of the feared Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl champions. And in
First and Grossman in motion. Franco Harris. Thornton with the block out.
Oh, man.
It was
Steve Nelson, Frank, came in there. Yeah, he came in from the outside, came in the middle.
He does. His problem is he beats himself up, gets injured.
See that 7? You see him, what he's really doing, he's keying on that guard. He's trying to follow that Steve Curson up there, and he did it. He beat Curson out there to the block.
second and goal. The ball at the 5-yard line. Inside handoff. Thornton just sheer strength as he hurdles his 230 pounds down close to the 2-yard line. It'll be third and goal. Chuck Noll looking on. Trained well. 7 years he played under Paul Brown. Coached under Sid Gilman, Don Shula. Won 1 game his first season when he came to the Steelers. From 72, he has not been out of the playoffs.
With a surprising sense of humor, despite the determination written across the face.
Third and goal. Steelers down by 7.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bang. And Sidney Thornton found a big hole over Sam Davis and Mike Webster, and he's into the end zone, and the Steelers are within 1 of tying it up.
All right, let's see. What are they doing up there? Man, that's just kind of straight away. They're counting on Nelson to fill that middle. And he had a good move on him in the inside. That was Mike Webster that they followed. Just shot out there and got it. Opened it up, didn't he?
I'll tell you, you have to fill those gaps on a goal line defense. You can't take them head on.
That looked like what they call a little outside 4-3. Both went to the outside, so you get it, middle linebacker.
And then effectual one.
That's right.
Matt Barr. No good.
Welcome to the NFL, Matt.
And I started to say that Matt Barr has just scored his first NFL point. Matt Barr has just not scored his first NFL point. Steelers down by 1. And we'll be looking forward to our visit to the Mile High City Thursday night. And that should be quite a matchup there. The Rams trying to get back after they lost their first game to Oakland. That's an 8:30 Eastern start, by the way. Matt Barr to kick off.
Oh, Matt.
Alan Clark, the rookie from Northern Arizona. That's not the way you run back kickoffs, however. Out over the 25 to the 26. Lauren Taves on the stop for the Steelers.
But that's not the way you kick off either. Roy Jarrella may be enjoying this.
Well, the complaint about Matt, it really has been that he hasn't gotten the distance on those kickoffs, but they say he's really been terrific with his field goals. So I assume they thought that his leg would get stronger or whatever.
Roy Jarrella was only 12 of 26 last year, and that really was the reason they went fishing. They took Matt Barr on the 6th-round draft pick. He's the brother, by the way, of Chris Barr in Cincinnati. Broke a lot of Chris's records at Penn State. 1st and 10, New England. Harold Jackson is in motion. Andy Johnson gets the call. Sees a little daylight. Turns back to the inside. Gets out over the 30-yard line for a gain of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
They're the two kickers of the Steelers, Craig Colquitt and, of course, young Barr. Having an embarrassing moment at the present time.
Father, by the way, Matt Barr's father was on the U.S. World Cup soccer team that beat England a few years back. Has another brother, All-American soccer player in the Navy. Quite an athletic family. 2nd and 6. Jackson again, the motion man. Flag is down as Sam Cunningham has the first down, but again, a flag is down.
May call old Harold Jackson for starting toward that line, and let's see. Well, it could have been.
You got it.
It just fascinates me. How the heck you do that?
2nd and 11. Draw play. Cunningham fools no one. He gets a couple of yards. Back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
It might be likened, Don, to a batter who adjusts his batting stance according to the pitches.
They line right up as they did earlier in the first quarter. We told you about that. Grogan calling his own plays, trying to catch the Steelers, maybe a little lax setting their defense. Grogan fires and it's incomplete. Intended there for Andy Johnson out of the backfield, and New England will have to punt. Their first punt. 10 men at the line of scrimmage. Swan, we understand, has been told, well, fair catch it. Stay out of trouble. You got a bad toe. We don't want to lose you. We don't have another wide receiver, but Lynn doesn't like the fair catch it.
I don't think he's going to catch it at all.
Oh, and it takes a good New England bounce. Oh, the rookie 4th-round draft pick, Eddie Hare, was the punter for New England. And he gets off a beauty. Swan couldn't handle it. And Pittsburgh will start at their own 16-yard line when we return. Russ Francis, apparently with an ice bag on his right hand. We'll try and get a report on that.
His hands were warm.
It's not all that warm tonight.
Oh.
The Soccer Bowl. Vancouver, of course, with that stunning upset victory over the Cosmos. Tampa Bay has been in the Soccer Bowl 3 times since 1975. The Steelers have won the Super Bowl 3 times. They have a 1st and 10. The ball up to 16. They're down by 1 point. Franco Harris gets the call.
Oh, boy.
This time he tried to tippy-toe back inside, and he got nailed.
That's that Nelson. Again, you got old Nelson right out there in the middle of that outfit. Plus, you got
Ray
Sugar
Hamilton.
Bear. Go get it, Sugar Bear. You were talking about how tough it is against the run, and what it really does is it allows those guys the flexibility to a little bit more room off that line where they can pursue so well. And that's why they like it, I think, against the run.
New England. They almost have a specialized defensive units. They shuffle linebackers and front 4. Ray Kostick is in there now, number 55, a 1 linebacker. 2nd down, a little more than 10. Franco Harris gets the call again. Gets to the 19-yard line, a gain of a couple. Give him 3. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
I like to put Kostick in there because he's A, good on pass coverage, and B, on special teams. He was originally recommended to be drafted by the Patriots when Ray Perkins, the present head coach of the Giants, was an assistant here. And then, when Kostick played out his option, the Giants tried to get him. They actually had him sign an offer But the Patriots met the offer, so he stayed with New England.
We've been told Francis, the tight end for New England, has a sore hand. He will come back. 3rd down, 7. Bradshaw putting both backs out. And he gets in trouble, but gets out of it, and he finds Cunningham.
What an arm.
Benny Cunningham, and we were telling you how he was throwing the ball at the end of last year. Don, I don't know anyone that can throw it as strong as he can. He can throw off balance, either foot. It just doesn't matter.
That's really what he did. Look again, I think that's what he did this time. He's getting a lot of pressure, and he just turns up and zip. That ball is right there between the 8 and 9.
It was over Bedoin and in front of Mike Haynes.
That got him out of a hole, didn't it?
Indeed, the first down at the 44-yard line. Rod Schote defensively now for New England at linebacker number 56 as they continue to juggle personnel. Bradshaw again tries to go deep to Stallworth, who's in a foot race back there with Haynes, and Bradshaw had to let it go because he was under tremendous pressure, and he took quite a shot.
Well, if there had been interference on this, it would have been on Stallworth.
Yeah, it would have been. Let's take another quick look in here. He said, wait a minute, hold it. I'm going to hold him up because I know they got a new rule in here, and I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to hurt you, Terry.
Rod Schote, the linebacker for New England, all over Bradshaw. Steelers now with 10:34 remaining in the first half and trailing 7-6, have a 2nd down and 10 at their 44-yard line. To the right, then Swan. Ray Claiborne defensively over Swan. Bradshaw this time finds the time, and Cunningham could not hold on. He was covered by Bedoin. Bedoin took a shot. Cunningham, had he held on, would have had a big gainer.
Yes, Bedoin took a chance there.
We've been saying Bedoin's name a lot, and that always kind of indicates that they may be kind of trying to isolate him a little bit back there because he's been trying to cover the tight ends, sometimes the receivers. Might be interesting to see what they try to do. Those other guys got a little bit more speed than Bedoin.
What's interesting, up till now, the Steelers have gained only 21 yards rushing, 82 passing. So they haven't gotten that ground game working against this 34 defense.
3rd and 10. Bradshaw. And down goes Bradshaw. Tony McGee, they call him the designated pass rusher, was all over Terry Bradshaw. Also hustling in there, Mel Lunsford. They were in a 4-3.
Big Mel is the guy.
He was there first.
Well, no, actually, McGee's there, but then Lunsford comes back. He's the guy that sometimes they take out in that situation. They said that this preseason in particular that Lunsford has really come on as a pass rush.
In any event, 4th down. Craig Colquitt will kick. Stanley Morgan is standing at his own 20-yard line for New England. Necessarily a good kick by Colquitt. As a matter of fact, he goes out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So New England, not bad field position following a 29-yard punt by Craig Colquitt. We'll be back.
At this time, we would like to make a very special player introduction. Please give a warm New England welcome to a very important member of the New England Patriots who is seated in the press box tonight. Number 84, wide receiver, Darryl Stingley.
Darryl Stingley, whom you will hear from at halftime in an interview with Howard Cosell, making his first return visit. There's an absolute capacity crowd here. A standing ovation for number 84, who was injured, of course, tragically last October, August the 12th. He has returned home. He is going to be executive director of playing personnel, has a very optimistic outlook on his future, has regained movement in his right hand after being fully paralyzed for so long. And as I said, you will hear from him at halftime.
This is a moment to remember as one fans the stands, looks at these people, one realizes what an athlete can come to mean to a population. And this has been a remarkable athlete, number 84, Darryl Stingley. And it happened on August 12th, a year ago, the collision with Jack Tatum.
Not only were the fans applauding his teammates on the sidelines, facing up to the press box, applauding number 84.
It's impossible to really try to imagine what's going through his mind. It's something that's so far beyond most of us.
Well, when you meet him at halftime, you'll see the kind of young man he is.
Another special kind of courage.
Owner Billy Sullivan announcing today that he would be the executive director of playing personnel for New England. He wants to scout college personnel. Plans in the coming future, whether it be 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, to be able to move around the country, look at film, see young college players.
Those faces are lit up as if they are one. And from the way Darrell was greeted when they wheeled him into the administration building here tonight, as the tears rolled down his face, you know what they meant to. And those players, they poured in to see him. Let the moment speak.
I suppose it would continue for many, many more minutes. Darrell, I'm sure, would not want that to be. The ovation continues as play. Well, it cannot be resumed as Steve Grogan obviously cannot call the snap numbers. And Grogan leads his teammates away from the line of scrimmage, applauding Darrell Stingley.
Purdue. He was one of the finest wide receivers in all of football. On August 12th, a year ago, in a preseason game against the Oakland Raiders, his quarterback, Steve Grogan, you see the tears, the eyes glistening. Steve Grogan threw him a pass on a slant-in pattern, always a troublesome pattern. His body collided with number 32, Jack Tatum of Oakland. And now, as Frank has told us, he is a paraplegic, but with beginning movement in the right hand. And the hope is eternal. And these people want him to know that their hope for him is eternal too.
Looking over 1st and 10. New England, the ball at their own 33-yard line. The handoff to Cunningham, and Cunningham spins back and goes down in the arms of Gary Dunn. After a gain of a couple, it'll be 2nd down and 8. 9:50 remaining here in the first half. New England scored first. Pittsburgh answered back, but they missed the conversion, so the Steelers are down by 1. Russ Francis, we saw him a while ago with a big ice bag on his right hand, is in the lineup. Can't hardly miss him. He's 6'6", a 240-pounder, wears number 81. 2nd and 8, the ball at the 35-yard line of New England. Grogan with pass protection, and did he throw a beautiful shot to Stanley Morgan.
He laid that one right there.
L.C. Greenwood charging in on Grogan, and Don, you won't see a finer pass throw.
No, sir. It was right in the middle there. He got him going. Had pretty good coverage back there, too, Frank. That thing was... He was not that wide open. Had Jack Ham drop him back into that deep zone, and he hit him right in the middle. Let's take another quick look.
Pressure applied by L.C. Greenwood. Furness was in there, and look at this.
That is right on the money.
Right over Jack Ham.
That was Ron Johnson, number 29, that was back there covering it.
And the first down is all the way down inside the Steelers' 33-yard line. Horace Ivory, 23, now in a setback, replacing Andy Johnson. Ivory, the leading rusher in preseason. But the ball goes to Cunningham. Down he goes in the arms of Robin Cole. After a gain of 3, it'll be 2nd down and 7. Mike Wagner up there to help Robin Cole, who alternates with Lauren Taves of the Steelers. Taves perhaps a little better against the pass, while Cole is just dynamite against the run.
That catch seconds ago, Dandy, by Morgan. I can't help thinking of when Stan walked out of Stingley's room tonight, past you and Frank, just before you came in. And Stanley said, I'm going to get at least one tonight. Don't do it for Darryl. Emotions often overplayed, but not in this case.
Rogan, 2nd down, 7. Got hit. Ball deflected and intended for Russ Francis. And we have just received a report that Terry Bradshaw has damaged his toe. We don't know how severely.
3rd down and 7.
We're looking along the bench trying to find him.
Patriots driving from the Steelers.
There he is. Well, he's got a lot of toes, I guess. He's still checking it out. He's tough.
It's those little, no,
it hurts.
that does hurt. You know, it is funny. You got a lot of toes, but it only takes one of them to really hurt.
That's what Lynn was telling
How
me
did
this
you
afternoon.
find that out?
I just figured that out.
Lynn, of course, suffering from sore big toe on his left foot.
I read somewhere they got a thing called disco toe and disco thumb now. It's still epidemic. Maybe that's one of them.
And jogger's feet.
Yeah.
3rd down, 7.
Look out, boy.
Oh,
man.
Jack Lambert.
He took it away
on the
from him.
pass rush. And Mike Wagner was all over Russ Francis, but he just took it out of the arms of Mike Wagner.
He really did.
2 great plays. One by Grogan, and then one by Russ Francis.
After all, he's all-world.
That's what you said. Look at that. Little quick dip to the inside. He just did. Wagner was looking toward that goal line, wasn't he, on the other
He
side?
sure was. And a minute and more, and he'd have got seconds more, he'd have gotten away.
He was trying to get the ball to Francis the play before, and that was when it was tipped. Francis was open then, too.
Francis, who scored the Pats' first touchdown, their only touchdown, gives them a 1st down, the 15-yard line. Horace Ivory. Down goes Ivory. Mel Blood coming up from the cornerback. Getting a little help there from number 56, Robin Cole.
Like reading somebody's mail over there, isn't it? We're slipping in there close. We're bringing it right to your living room. It says, be alert.
Bradshaw is currently leaving the field, and that would, well, it could be very damaging to the Steelers. Mike Krusek is the backup quarterback. Played his college football at Boston College here nearby Boston. He has not played that much football with the Steelers. 2nd down and 9. Grogan. Oh, and he had Francis, and Francis knows he should have had it.
That one was really zipped. You know, you say, well, can you catch it as hard as I can throw it? And they always could me, but Grogan throws a little bit hard. He got a little help from Robin Cole coming out that side.
That's when they like Taves in there in the pass defense. Cole really got turned around.
Yeah, that was really catchable. That was slipped right through. That's all world too, wasn't it?
No, he's no longer.
Yeah, well, he's close. He's so close to all world, you hardly know his
name.
Yeah.
No room for human error.
3rd down, 9. Ball at the 14-yard line. Harold Jackson flanked out to the right. Stanley Morgan to the left. The dangerous one, of course, number 81, Russ Francis. Full blitz, safety blitz. Wagner all over Grogan. Tries to get it off to Francis, incomplete. It'll be 4th down. Mike Wagner on the safety blitz, forcing Grogan out of the pocket.
Grogan doesn't look like that he's just real healthy either. Mike Krusek on the sideline. You're right, he hasn't played much.
Played 2 quarters in this preseason. Bradshaw playing most of the preseason. He was 6 of 12. 2nd-round draft pick back in '76. Great career at Boston College.
It's a lot better than people think. Here's Johnny Smith, who won his job back from Posey. Johnny Smith from Southampton, England.
Yes, I remember him well.
Struggled through last year, the first 3 games with a torn thigh muscle. Finally had to go on the injured reserve after 3 games. 31-yard attempt for John Smith. Englishman.
I'd say so, right through the upright.
And New England has extended their lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers have to be troubled. Bradshaw has gone to the locker room. 10-6, Patriots over the Steelers. 39 remaining in the first half. Here at Foxborough, the New England Patriots with a 31-yard field goal by John Smith. Now leading the Steelers 10-6. Smith to kick off. You're looking at Larry Anderson, 4th-round draft pick out of Louisiana Tech. A whole bunch of speed back there with Anderson. And he'll take it at the 3.
And he's got him a hold.
Flag is down. And Anderson is down at the 29-yard line. And it, in all probability, might affect that new rule where on all kicking special teams, you cannot block above the waist. Nope, we have a clipping call. But that new rule is going to have quite an impact on the kicking game. Mike Kruzik comes in. 2nd-round draft pick in '76, as we told you. He's played 2 quarters in preseason. Played quite a bit back in that rookie year of '76 when Bradshaw had problems. Started 6 times. Won all 6 of those games, but it was mostly the defense that won. Had a remarkable record at Boston College, where he set an NCAA career accuracy record, 67.8%. Well, that's not bad.
That ain't bad at all.
Guy's a lot better than people think. He may just need this kind of opportunity.
He starts with his team down, 10-6. The ball at the 10-yard line following that clipping call. Franco Harris gets the call. Kruzik getting the feel of the game. Harris out to the 12-yard line. Collected there by Julius Adams. Grogan getting a little attention on the sidelines.
I believe it's Russ Francis sitting next to him. I like to see them throw deep in the early downs in this kind of situation, Don.
Why is that, Howard?
Often see them connect, break it open.
Oh. 2nd down,
Looking for something else.
Sidney Thornton. Nifty running for Thornton. He had nothing and turned it into about a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and call it 4. Steve Nelson in on the stop along with Sam Hunt.
Kid didn't listen.
They don't make them like they used to.
Nope.
But then they never did.
They mark it at the 17. Thornton, of course, in there, as I told you earlier, because Rocky Blyer has missed all of the preseason with a sprained knee. Harris tonight, 13 yards rushing. Thornton, 15 yards rushing. 5:17 remaining in the half. 3rd and 3, Harris. He knew where the first down was. I believe he has it.
It's... I thought Kruzik, he handled himself as well as any, what they call, backup quarterback I've heard. He had a couple of comments that he says, now, I'm really a little impatient because I really have worked hard, prepared. He gives it a full year-round effort. He says, I think that's really my job. That's what they're paying me my money for. He doesn't really work in the offseason other than preparing himself for that season. So he's getting a little impatient. He said, I don't want to wish anybody any bad luck like injuries. He said, but I want to play some football.
Harris gets the first down. The tight ends, by the way, are shuffling the plays into Kruzik, Rennie Cunningham, and Randy Grossman. Kruzik, play action.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, attempted there to John Stallworth. Stallworth well covered by Mike Haynes.
Yes, sir.
Preliminary diagnosis on Terry Bradshaw, sprained toe. Doesn't sound like much, but for a quarterback who has to move quickly away from the center, plant his feet to pass, and you saw Bradshaw on the sidelines, obviously in pain.
Big Russ on the phone.
Oh, yeah, he wants to talk to you, Howard.
I'm not going to help him anymore.
2nd and 10. The ball at the 20-yard line. Franco Harris. And good defensive play. Number 72, Mel Lunsford, moving in defensively from left end.
Always good, as Don noted earlier, against the run, and now suddenly surprisingly good on the pass rush. Tough cookie, that Mel Lunsford. Talent-laden football team, New England.
He helps them out when they want to slide into that 4-3, which they do frequently. Have been using it frequently this evening. Much more than we've seen them in the past. They're in it right now. 3rd down 9. Kruzik. Flag is down, and Kruzik gets the pass off, but it's incomplete. Intended for Lynn Swan. Flag is down, deep downfield.
You can tell Swanee by the slide.
Holding, and it's going to go against New England, and here is Terry Bradshaw with a full limp.
Well, with this guy, you never can tell.
I saw him carry him off one time.
When he came back.
I said, man, that might be the end of his career.
Holding, defense, first down.
That was the call. Frank just made an excellent point. He noted at the advent of the game that New England plays a basically 34 defense.
Yeah.
That Bucko Kilroy is growing increasingly disenchanted with it for the absence of a pass rush. And during the course of the game, more and more frequently, they have gone to a 4-3.
1st and 10. Kruzik tries to get the screen off. And he does not, as Mike Hawkins is in there all over Kruzik.
I think you'll see 4 guys down in one line, but somebody just misses a block there. He just came through kind of scot-free. That's a linebacker. Oftentimes, an offensive tackle will look for a certain number over there. And he doesn't see it. He says, well, that's not my guy. He's not going to come. But he did that time, didn't he?
I'll tell you, with guys like Mike Hawkins, who played a lot of down line, they can give you a funny-looking look. They can make it look like a 4-3. They can pop out of it into a 3-4, or they can come with the 4 men.
That was always the Shula theory with his old 53 defense.
2nd and 10. Franco Harris. Nobody home there. Turns to the outside, and there's a whole lot of folks home there. 3rd and 10.
They really are giving them some different looks up there, and I think it's causing them some problems, which is kind of unusual because it's such a veteran offensive line. These guys really pulled it together the last couple of years on that offensive line.
Well, as you mentioned, Don, too, at the right tackle spot, they're missing Larry Brown. And, of course, Ray Pinney had to go on the injured reserve following complications after an appendectomy. Ted Peterson's in there now at right tackle. Harris held to 18 yards with 2:51 remaining here in the first half. 3rd and 9. Kruzik again under pressure, tries to go to Thornton, and Thornton cannot hold on, and down goes Kruzik again. And he's getting a lot of action early.
It's a good initiation.
Yeah, but you ask yourself, sometimes you change quarterbacks and that other quarterback comes in and, man, he's really hot. Other times he comes in and it seems like just what we've seen today. Nobody's blocking. I mean, they're missing some assignments. You say, why does that happen? Now then, I don't know.
Why'd you bring it up?
I don't know. I thought maybe one of you guys would know. I don't know.
That's what they used to do to you.
It might be that he's not Terry Bradshaw.
I don't know what happened.
Craig Colquitt. Whoa. Handles a bad snap. Gets off a low kick. Stanley Morgan lays back and then moves away from the ball as the Steelers, with a bad kick, still will have New England back at their 36-yard line.
Don't forget, we'll be with you Thursday night from Mile High City, Denver, Colorado, Mile High Stadium. The Bronx with that vaunted defense, regardless of the absence of Lyle Alzado, who figured so prominently in Cleveland's overtime victory over the Jets. The Bronx shut out the Cincinnati Bengals. The Rams were upset by the Oakland Raiders, 24-17. Should be a great game, 8:30 Eastern time. Remember that time, a Thursday night special.
On 1st and 10, New England. Flag is down. Cunningham coming out of the backfield. The flag is down.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to tell you.
That's a bad penalty.
Well, what do you mean by bad?
defensive holding on a play like that?
Well, if you're going to hold him, he should do a better job of it. I think that's the guy that came out and caught the ball.
Holding, defense, 59, accepted. First.
Well, Jack Ham. All right, now, Jack, what are you doing? Jack is saying, well, you're a lot bigger than I am. Now, you come back here.
Look at Russ French.
Look at that left hand in there. That's what you learn by being in the league for a few years. It's a sneaky way of holding. Ralph Neely used to hold classes in that.
First and 10.
What's Ralph doing?
Ball at the 41-yard line of the Patriots. They're leading 10-6. Grogan back looking. Has the time. Now another flag goes down. Grogan gets it out to Horace Ivory, but again, a flag is down, usually where you'll get an offensive holding call.
That's what it should be.
Well, we might as well even this thing up.
2:11 remaining in the first half. And warming up, John Smith. And we get in a lot of practice before the Patriots get within range.
They really are high on their new punter, aren't they, this Eddie Hare? They think he's going to really be something.
With good reason.
Holding, 73, 10 yards, still first down.
Two of the very best holding back-to-back. Jack Ham for the Steelers and now John Hanna. That's not a bad pair. Dwight White and Joe Green.
Joe has not started tonight. That point must be made.
Right now in there is Gary Dunn and Steve Furness, defensively a tackle. Furness 64, Dunn 67. First down 20.
He threw it away. Boy, that was really... I think you're going to see Ham come across. He read that screen extremely well.
That and the setback could not get out.
Yeah, they didn't set it up well. Those against experienced teams, man, you've really got to make that run fake before they'll go anywhere at all. And I think I saw either Ham or Robin Cole come from all the way to the other side. He was going out to cover that back, but he never got out.
Three wide receivers now for the Patriots. Carlos Pennywell, second-year man of Grambling. Another speedster is in there, along with Stanley Morgan and Harold Jackson. Second down 20. We get the draw call, and Cunningham pops out to the 42-yard line, and we're going to get the 2-minute warning before we can go further. Super Bowl champion Steelers. Well, they have everyone up there. They step out of the safety blitz. Grogan rolls out. And he can't find a receiver, and he drills it in the ground, stopping the clock with 1:55. There at Aegis.
He was the last one to run one back for a touchdown.
T-Bell has a pulled hamstring. Jim Smith, the Steelers like to have him run them back. Well, he has a sore ankle, so Swan is being pressed to service, and they almost got that one.
Boy, I think Donnie Shell could have blocked it.
Fair catch called for, and wisely made at the 20-yard line by Swan.
He didn't want to run the risk of running into the kicker, but yes, it looked like Shell could have blocked it.
Hare is a 2.5-step kicker. The Steelers know that. They know he's not fast. And they were avoiding a penalty here. They might have gone for it if he would have gone for the foot instead of where he was at the time he kicked the ball.
It was Tony Anderson instead of Donnie Shell, but he was right back there.
The rookie from Temple. He could have got that if he would have gone ahead of the kicker instead of going where the ball was when he left his feet.
You learned that the second year in the league. First year, you learn how to get back there.
First and 10, and Mike Kruzik remains the quarterback for the Steelers. Toss goes to Franco Harris. Big man finds an opening and gets out to about the 29-yard line. Being at 8.5 yards. Called second down and 2. Sam Hunt over there to make the stop. Take Franco out of bounds, killing the clock with 1:42 remaining in the half. Steelers have 3 timeouts, as do the Patriots.
Sink the Swan.
Howard is number 1. What Howard would they be talking about?
Oh, don't be bitter.
The one in your program.
Oh, that Howard.
Sidney Thornton. Corson with a block for Thornton. He didn't need it. He just carried Doug Bedoin for a first down for the Steelers.
Clock continues to run.
Did not get out of bounds. You know, you can almost feel it now. Mike Kruzik has not played all that much, granted, but the Steelers are a different football team without the spark plug Bradshaw in there. They don't move as quickly. You don't get the same feel, even up here. Bradshaw, of course, one of the super quarterbacks ever to play this game. Franco Harris gets a good block from Thornton, gets away from Hunt, and out over the 35.
Uh-oh, look at that.
Coughed up the ball.
I don't know.
Mike Haynes or Tim Fox, both of them were in there.
Hunt is listed on your program as 253. He's closer to 270.
Well, I didn't see him. Did Hunt knock it out of his hand?
It was Hamilton, I believe, and Fox came up with it.
Now, we just had his stat up. He fumbled 4 times and lost 1 last year. And he's matched that record.
There's your linebacker, folks. That's 2 linebackers.
They don't know what to do about his weight.
Well, now it's Stephen F. Austin. They didn't really worry about it. They just said, you just get the one with the ball.
In the meantime,
50 seconds remaining, and the Patriots have the ball, 35-yard line. They have 3 timeouts.
And field goal position.
Grogan underthrows, intended there for Stanley Morgan, but he was popped again. Mel Blunt covering on Morgan.
Big Sam. That's it.
He may be the biggest linebacker I've ever seen.
We were told that his best buddy is the rookie kicker from Tulsa, Eddie Hare. They share a keen interest in golf. Can you imagine Big Sam just swatting that golf ball around out there?
I'll tell you, you wouldn't want to correct the score, would you?
No, sir. This Eddie Hare is supposed to be a heck of a golfer.
2nd and 10.
Grogan has grown cold.
And he warms up to Cunningham. Gain of about 5 yards. They'll give him 6 as they mark it inside the 29-yard line, and timeout now being called by New England. Seconds remaining in the half. 3rd down and 4. New England has the football inside the 29-yard line of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Harold Jackson splits to the right. You don't see him. To the left is Stanley Morgan. You see him bottom of your screen. Grogan on a bootleg. And he has the first down at the 20. And they'll call timeout again. That will leave them with 1.
Got him in close now.
25 seconds remaining in the half.
From the packed house here at Schaefer Stadium. A sensitive, tender, touching time.
1st and 10, New England. They have the ball at the 20-yard line. They have 1 timeout. They have 25 seconds. Grogan in a rollout. Giving himself the option, and he takes it. Seconds ticking away.
They better get that thing moving a little bit. That's not a quarterback trap, of course.
They're going to let it run down. They'll call timeout before time expires.
That's it.
And out comes John Smith. John Smith,
He just was confused as to where the huddle was. Sometimes they don't, you never do know.
32-yard attempt.
It's right through there. That's right through there.
Smith hits from 32 yards out, and the Patriots have a 13-6 lead. There's 1 second on the clock. Gave the Steelers a lot of speed back there. John Smith had a little visit with his teammates out there and probably said, I'm going to knuckle this thing along the ground. We don't want necessarily to have Larry Anderson get his paws on him. He can hurt us. Well, that obviously was not what he said.
He thought about it.
Like everybody in the country to see. Isn't that wonderful?
Well, thank you, sir. We hope the country shares your view.
Good. Thank you, Howard. Good evening.
Governor King of the state of Massachusetts. Back to Frank Gifford. Thanks again, Governor. You did a great job. We're glad to be here. Frank Gifford and the second half.
Governor King, who used to play a little football himself, with White Tittle, as a matter of fact. That'll tell you about how far back we go in
see. Isn't that wonderful?
Well, thank you, sir. We hope the country shares your view.
Good. Thank you, Howard. Good evening.
Governor King of the state of Massachusetts. Back to Frank Gifford. Thanks again, Governor. You did a great job. We're glad to be here. Frank Gifford and the second half.
Governor King, who used to play a little football himself, at Hawaii Tittle, as a matter of fact. That'll tell you about how far back we go in the world of professional football. First half stats, New England has the edge, 162 yards of total offense. More importantly, they have a 13-6 lead over the Steelers here at halftime. And let's take a look at the New England touchdown, number 81, Russ Francis. Now, Steve Grogan, as you see, a spectacular catch by Russ Francis, was being popped by Mike Edwards on a safety blitz. Francis gave it the one-hand grab. He's 6'6", so he really had to get up there and go for it. But that was the first touchdown for the New England Patriots. They took the lead. Steelers came right back a few minutes later. Big hole. Mike Webster, number 52, Sam Davis, 57, opening it up for Sidney Thornton. But they missed the conversion. Out-trotted Matt Barr, their brand-new kicker, the 6th-round draft pick out of Penn State, and he missed the conversion. Granted, it was kind of a bad snap. Now, Mike Kruzik finished up in the second quarter in relief of Terry Bradshaw. We understand that Terry Bradshaw will open here in the second half. New England Patriots set to kick off. Terry, we saw on the sidelines limping noticeably. He went to the locker room, came back out, was still limping, and now we understand he will start, however, in the second half. X-rays reported negative. They were taken right here at the stadium. Larry Anderson, you saw a moment ago, deep for the Steelers, and John Smith, the kickoff for New England. And Smith drills it down near the goal line, and Larry Anderson tippy-toes up, looks around, finds a little gap, then a big one.
That is the third time that they've returned a kick, Frank. Each time the same kick return design. So they must have spotted something on that left side over there.
Well, Larry Anderson, in his second year, out of Louisiana Tech, the same college that produced Terry Bradshaw, who's back in the lineup, gets it out to the 43-yard line. Good field position for the Steelers, down by 7 points. Dave Stallwood, 82. John Stallwood, brother, one wide receiver. Lynn Swan, number 88, the other wide receiver. Franco Harris, 32. Sidney Thornton remains. Is in there as the other setback. Harris gets the call, finds a big opening.
Oh, yeah.
And gain of about 8.5 yards before he's upended by Tim Fox. It'll be second down. Call it a long yard. The ball inside New England territory, inside the 48-yard line.
Typical Franco Harris, one of his great talents. The quick read at the line, the hole not where he expects it, then spotting the hole, accelerating through immediately. Good yardage.
About a yard short of the first down, just underway here in the second half. Sidney Thornton bounces to the outside. He gets the first down, and he can move all that 230 pounds rather quickly. Thornton getting the start, as we told you earlier, because of Rocky Blyer's damaged knees. Rocky missed all of the preseason. Their number 1 draft pick, the rookie from Baylor, they have great plans for him. Greg Hawthorne has not been able to play tonight. He has a pulled hamstring. So it's Thornton and Franco Harris all night for the Steelers as setbacks. First and 10, Steelers inside the 42-yard line of New England. Franco Harris. Good turn. Turns the corner and steps gingerly out of bounds inside the 36-yard line. Gain of 6. It'll be second down and 4. Ray Claiborne, defensive cornerback for New England, part of the secondary. That is Claiborne, Bedoin, Tim Fox, and Mike Haynes for New England. Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers, 35-31 winners over the Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowl 13. New England also won their division, but they were knocked off by the Houston Oilers in the playoffs, 31-14. And then the Steelers took care of Houston on their way to the Super Bowl. On second and 4, this is Franco Harris. Oh, man. Oh, nifty running by Harris. Short of the first down by about a yard and a half.
Good lead block there by Thornton that time. Frank, he came out. They had to, I guess Tim Fox came up to try to force it.
Sam Hunt also hustling over there. We kid a lot about Sam Hunt. only because of his size, but he has been motoring all over that field.
Might also state that Rocky Bleier doesn't enjoy being on the sidelines, doesn't expect to stay there long, and anybody who knows this great veteran knows what he's made of. So as he watches Thornton proving that he's not just chopped liver out there, but a pretty good replacement as you look at Chuck Noll, you can be assured that Bleier, a great lead blocker, will be back. Frank?
Call it 3rd and 2. The ball just inside the 29-yard line of the New England Patriots. Franco Harris. And you saw him do it a couple times in the first half, and he's been doing it throughout his 8-year career. Drifting along the line, finding the opening, turning upfield, and getting the first down. And Franco Harris appeared to be shaken up, but now he's on his feet.
Pretty good block by Grossman, and look, there again is Thornton out on the lead block. Came out, kicked out Ray Claiborne, and Franco just cut it back up at the inside.
Beautiful the way he cut back, wasn't it?
Yeah, good block by Grossman that time, too.
You know, Chuck Noll's on record as saying that Sidney Thornton is one of the finest blocking backs he's ever seen come up.
Well, I'll take his word for it. He's got to be one of the best if he's in the class with Bleier.
1st and 10, 31-yard line of New England. The Steelers down 13-6. We're in the 3rd quarter. And Franco Harris upended, hustling in there. Steve Nelson, and he's playing a whale of a game.
That Nelson can kill you as long as he doesn't kill himself. That's been his problem.
Right in the middle again, you'll see this is that 3-man front we're talking about. Nelson read the play and just shot right through the middle. He looks like a good old boy, too, doesn't he? Look at him.
Just country boy at heart.
Well, he's good, you know, good looking. All-American type kid.
Loss of a yard. Stallworth split out to the left. 2nd down and 11. Bradshaw dumps it off to Harris. Tries to get behind the screen. He doesn't get there. Coming up quickly is Ray Claiborne at the cornerback position for New England. Got inside the screen and stopped Franco Harris at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
I didn't even see Claiborne out there. Looked like he got up off the ground and made that tackle.
Ah, those kids, Claiborne and Haynes, are so fast. Steelers just reported to us that Mean Joe Green sprained his knee in the warm-up before the game because he had been expected to play. Remember, we told you during the first half that Joe had not been in there. But we didn't know how the injury had come about until just now.
3rd and 10. Bradshaw not limping at all as he drops away from center. Fires to Franco Harris. Harris juking and making New England Patriots miss. A flag is down as Harris is down after a 5-yard pickup at the 26-yard line.
Might be on Stallworth over there. He tried to come back and help.
It's going to be clipping. It's going to go against Pittsburgh, and it could well have been John Stallworth.
Preliminary indications against the offense.
Tough call for Pittsburgh, but deserved.
He really is quick. Franco is big, too. I mean, those are some nice, quick little steps.
I love to watch him. Kostick and Nelson getting the word.
The decision, and the reason they're discussing it, well, we'll hear the call.
Foul, clipping, number 82, declined. 4th down.
It was Stallworth, but the decision was whether or not to back up the Steelers and get them in further field goal range and have it 3rd and 10, or to go to 4th and 5 with the ball at the 26-yard line. And well, let's wait it out. Matt Barr, the rookie from Penn State.
Well, let's see what the kid can do. Missed the conversion. He's punted poorly.
43-yard attempt. Not even in the area.
Having a bad night. I said he punted poorly. I meant he kicked off poorly.
New England will get their position at the line of scrimmage, 26-yard line when we come back.
Through all of the years and all pros, an absolutely great defensive football play. Frank?
You know, he has to be frustrated because for the last 2 years, he sort of proved to himself and everyone else that he could play again after having that chronic back trouble for several years. Didn't keep him out of the Pro Bowl, but he played a little less than what he wanted to. New England has a 1st and 10 from their own 26. Over the middle, and it goes to Andy Johnson. Short of the first down, out to the 34-yard line. We want to remind you, college football is returning on ABC. Live, 4:30 Eastern Time, Saturday. Alabama goes against Georgia Tech. Alabama, of course, coached by that legendary Bear Bryant. Last year's Sugar Bowl winner over Penn State. Georgia Tech coached by Pepper Rogers. They have quite a young quarterback coming up in Mike Kelly. So that's NCAA college football returning Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time. So be with us for all the excitement of college football. Second down, 3. Sam Cunningham gives it a go out to the 36. I believe he's short of the first down. He needed to get to the 37.
There's Franco. Maybe a little tired. He's carried 18 times already. But even though the total for him is less than usual, 46 yards, he has had some terribly effective runs. And as Don and I were just discussing, his quickness is simply astonishing.
Frank, do you have some stats on his Monday night performances? It seems like I read some stuff.
He has been really something special on Monday nights.
Sorry about that, Frank. I've got them someplace myself. That's all right. They're around here somewhere.
No, they're around here.
Why did you have to ask that question?
Well, all right, let's go. Wait a minute. Here we
Short
go.
yardage. The 2 tight ends are in. Hasselback, Francis. Third and less than a
There you
yard.
got it.
Andy Johnson finds the gap, slithers through, gets the first down, and more out to the 40-yard line. First and 10, New England. Andy Johnson over the right side. Give me a yard and a half, where it'll be second down and 8. Answer your question, Donald E.
Yeah. I knew Frank knew.
Second down 9. Earl Jackson, 29. Stanley Morgan, 86. Wide receivers for the Patriots. Grogan's in trouble.
Yep.
A lot of trouble. Gary Dunn was there first, and then Steve Furness, and they may be the tackles of the future for the Steelers. Furness, of course, has arrived, but he seems to be improving
And
just about every game he plays.
No possibility of a fumble there, of course. The man had been down. Ball was dead.
The first Steeler sack of the night, so New England has been protecting Grogan, but you don't sack him too many times. He'll take off and run on you. Now they bring in Lauren Taves, number 51. He alternates with Robin Cole at linebacker, but he's a little bit better against the pass than Cole. Russ Francis is split wide to the left. Now he's in motion. Flag is down. Should be a holding call against New England. As Grogan moves out to the 40-yard line, 10 yards short of a first down, of course.
I thought it was Ichabod Crane for a moment.
No, you didn't. Really.
No, I did.
No, that was Ham and Robin Cole that made that stop. You didn't think that.
Look at him. Angle, angling.
I think he's extremely athletic.
Very good runner.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
He beat Oakland last year with his running in the very late going.
Well, whatever it was, they refused it.
Holding against New England, refused, fourth down. Out will come Eddie Hare, the punter for New England. Lynn Swan, great punt return man for the Steelers as a rookie back in '74.
Look at that average.
He hasn't done much of that lately.
That's his.
There's Lynn. He's been told to fair catch it. The Steelers have 10 guys at the line of scrimmage. They think Eddie Hare is slow. They try to block it each time. Fair catch called for and made, and there's a flag down back by Eddie Hare.
Well, this is going to be a disputed call.
They're going to call it in any event.
You know, I didn't see that. I turned down there this time to watch Swanee, and I didn't see it.
Well, Jack Lambert and Jack Ham were both in all over Hare, and he's kind of chuckling him.
Yeah, now watch this closely.
There's Lambert, 58.
Well, that's all right. They can't. Oh, that was. No, he got him. What are you talking about?
He got him.
Well, watch it from this angle.
All right.
Judge it again.
I'll tell you the reason they call that so quickly is that kicker is really vulnerable.
He really is. Look at that. You can really.
And they like to protect him. You could break a leg so quickly.
He hit him. Yeah, that's a good call.
He hit him, or did the kicker plunge into him?
Well, he hit him is what he did, Howard, and they penalized him for it. And it's first down.
Don't be truculent about it. I thought he went into...
First and 10, New England. The ball inside their 45-yard line. Sam Cunningham, finds over the gap, and he explodes out to the 50, a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Mike Wagner upends Cunningham.
Cunningham picked up by Mike Wagner.
Sam Cunningham, he had a tough time getting off, too. Well, he got off, I guess, pretty good in his rookie year. Second year, he broke a leg. But he's played the past couple of years and played it well. He had that big year in 77 when he gained over 1,000 yards, and he was over 750 last year. 2nd and 5, the ball just short of midfield. Andy Johnson over the right side. He gets 3.5 yards. Just going to be 3rd and about 2. Still high on him last year. He missed most of the season with a broken arm. That's number 62, Dwight Wheeler for the Patriots on the left side. Francis. 3rd and 2, and does he get it?
Yeah.
And he has enough for a first down.
He hit Big Russ. New England has always been known as a running team, Don. Tonight, they're getting good balance between their passing and their running if you look at the yardage gained in both categories.
A little flea flicker. Oh, it was Stanley Morgan. I'll tell you, that was such a confined flea flicker that I don't think the Steelers secondary saw it. That's called a mini flea flicker.
The mini flea.
A mini one.
I love the play.
There it is again.
You don't fool Mel Blount very often.
You know what? That ball was that was catchable, I would say.
Certainly
It would have been a sensational catch, Stanley. I'll give you that.
I talked about the balance in the New England attack. Passing, they've gained 88 yards. Rushing, 100 yards. Pretty good evidence.
2nd down, 10.
I haven't seen him throw to Jackson.
Steelers again threatening safety blitz. Now they drop out of it. Grogan's already changed the play, however. They've done that a couple of times, Todd. And they catch Grogan.
Well, he dabbed and he didn't get the defense he was looking for, or they didn't run the right patterns because nobody was there. He tried to get a little action out of those receivers by hand motion. Nothing happened, and the defense caught up with him.
Steelers up there with threatening safety blitz. Grogan changing the play. Steelers dropping out of it. 6. New England will be at home to the New York Jets. 3rd and 10. All 11 are at the line of scrimmage. Grogan tried to get it off, and he did. Oh, my gosh. Flag is down. And Mel Blount catches Morgan at the 5-yard line.
What a fun play. Oh, boy, I can still see it again. Oh, I like that.
Let's see what the penalty is.
Well, let's see.
Illegal motion. New England, they'll bring it back. Grogan upset.
He says, wait a minute.
That time they threatened the blitz and they came with it. Grogan switched it up, which you do in a situation like that. Went for the fly, and they're going to bring it all back.
Illegal motion, left guard. Illegal motion, left guard.
We see it again. It's a good call. Watch.
That will be All-Pro John Hanna. Yes.
Well, I like the man. That's getting that ball off of it. I like that. Grogan just went up, man. His stock went up. That Mel Blount is something, too. Frank and I were talking earlier. I didn't realize how big that guy is.
Oh, yeah, he's huge.
And really,
He hits like a linebacker.
Hey, a lot of people
MVP in the Pro Bowl game a few years back.
A lot of people feel he's the best man-to-man cornerback in the league.
Uh-oh. What's happening? What's happening, though?
Greenwood getting a little
knee, but I'm told he'll be back in the game.
39-yard gain nullified by that penalty. 3rd down, 15. Grogan fires for Francis high and just off the fingertips of Francis and then off the fingertips of Mel Blount.
Grogan angry over the call. But New England in perfect Canada has a history of that. Last year they had gone ahead of Dallas and then they were ready to pour it on. as Grogan ran it in. But a key penalty on that play.
Look at this, Howard. Just a minute. He's really upset. I don't know what it was. Somebody probably broke a pattern on him.
He wasn't upset at Francis. If you don't get that interpretation from it, somebody ran a pattern wrong on him.
Yeah, but even if he was, I don't think he'd be that upset with Francis. You'd sit and negotiate with him.
He was still thinking about that penalty.
Eddie Hare, and this is Lynn Swan. Again, the Steelers will go for the block. They think Eddie Hare is a slow kicker. And he is slow. They almost get another one. Swan indicates the fair catch. Lets it wisely go into the end zone. And it'll be a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20.
That old boy can kick.
5:37 remaining in the third quarter, and we'll be back.
We all love good food and right here from Miller. I want to take this opportunity myself to tell you, I don't know respect.
What is it? Meatloaf sandwich and a light.
Gentlemen, we all know and appreciate, Light has 1/3 less calories than a regular beer, and it's less filling.
But the best thing is it tastes great.
That's filling. Gentlemen. Hey, Deacon, pass the roll.
Hey, Charlie, that's my beer.
No, yours is by your broccoli.
This is my broccoli. That's my beer.
What's wrong with you guys?
Hey, Bubba, you want the peas? Ooh. You gonna eat all that? Just showing off.
Gentlemen, in closing, I'd like to think I speak for all of us, but I say if it wasn't for Light, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Hey, you're for power.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
5:37 remaining in the third quarter. Frank Gifford along with Don Meredith, Howard Cosell. We'll also be traveling to Denver for Denver and Los Angeles on Thursday night. And a week from tonight, it'll be Atlanta and Philadelphia at Philadelphia. So hang around, be with us. First and 10, the Steelers. Flag is down. You saw the movement. Bradshaw gets it off to Harris, and he made a great scooping catch.
Hey, that also, he made I think a good come off there, too. Franco, he was trying to go downfield, hit his safety valve. They had it pretty well covered downfield.
Got to give Bradshaw a lot of credit. He was limping to the line. Remember, he had the damaged toe in the first half, was sidelined the latter part of the second period, underwent x-rays, proved negative. Sprained toe. Here's the call coming up.
Offside, defense, refused. Second down.
Again, Terry Bradshaw given the option of having a 1st and 5 or a 2nd and 3. And he decides to go with his, well,
Sam limping a little,
2nd and 2.
line.
And he takes the yardage gain. Terry's tough. You don't have to worry about him. Franco Harris. Oh, he's piled up right side over there.
Oh, Lunsford
Julius
came down
Adams
that
was
line.
there. Mel Lunsford.
That's a tough team to run on.
It'll be 3rd down and 3.
And Montreal trying to hang in there. Montreal won a twin bill today. Pittsburgh split with the fill.
3rd and 3. Pitch out. Franco Harris. No way. And a lot. Julius Adams sliding out there. Number 85 on the defensive end spot. And number 71 was also there, Ray Hamilton.
2 big plays by that Pittsburgh defense.
Hey, that could be a big play.
Nobody Hunt was out there, too. They had a whole bunch of them out there.
I mean, the New England defense. Forgive me, I was looking at the National League West. The Reds have beaten Atlanta, Frank. The Dodgers have shut out Houston, a 2-hitter for Jerry Royce. So the Reds are back in first place over Houston.
What has Seaver got now in consecutive wins? Is he still running it off?
No.
Well, he's still a good guy. Greg Colquitt, Stanley Morgan at the 33. I got to stay on top of that a little better.
It's all right.
Get football season, I'll get fired up about this. We'll be returning to Foxborough in just a moment.
A chance.
New England turn the Steelers back on a big 3rd down situation. Carlos Pennywell is in there for Stanley Morgan, number 88. Grogan is back on 1st and 10.
Uh-oh.
And he throws it behind Pennywell. He had him, too.
He didn't miss him far, 5-6 yards.
Well, he can't get angry about that one.
Oh, I could.
2nd down, 10. Again, the Patriots over the Steelers, 13-6. Ball just over the 35-yard line of the New England Patriots. Quick handoff, and it goes to Andy. Set back, Andy Johnson. 3rd down, 7. protection, but no receiver open, and getting in there was Gary Dunn.
He really did have them covered. He had 4 receivers out, and, man, they had Steelers all around him.
Eddie Harris getting a little shell shot back there, the rookie from Tulsa. The Steelers put 10 guys at the line of scrimmage, and they don't make any bones about it. They're going to try to block it. He's hurrying. Then Swan.
He is kicking it, too.
Fair catch, called for, as advised by Chuck Noll. He does not want to lose Len Swan. Swanee doesn't like the fair catch, but he does at the 31-yard line. The Steelers will have the ball there when we come back. AFC's Eastern Division champion New England Patriots leading Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers 13-6. Steelers first and 10. The ball at their own 31-yard line. Bradshaw limping away from the center, looks out to Franco Harris, and Franco Harris upended about the time the ball got there by Mike Hawkins.
Once again, there was no one to throw to. Coverage was excellent.
Yeah, it's just reversed. The time before, it was the Steelers that had all the Patriots covered. This time the Patriots did the same thing for the Steelers.
Yanks crushed Boston 10-6. Guidry won his 9th in a row, 15 on the year. Baltimore, they're incredible, won a twin bill from Toronto.
Second down, 10, Franco Harris. Franco Harris frustrated a little bit tonight. Ambled for about 8 yards. It'll be third down now and 2. L.C. Greenwood, we understand, is out for the night. He has a sprained knee. That's bad news. He perhaps is the best of the front 4.
That's all
the front 6 of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
This team is really injury-riddled.
They marked the ball at the 38-yard line, so it'll be third down and 3. Bradshaw, and Randy Grossman does not hold on. It would have been a first down.
That's unusual.
That was true. He is really a clutch receiver.
Ball was bulleted, but Grossman could have had it.
He's got it right out. It's a little quick turn in and slide to the middle. The ball's thrown. That's really right there. So that's what he's noted for, is the great hands.
Sure hands.
Sure hands out in there.
Craig Colquitt will do the punting for the Steelers, and Mike Haynes now is deep for New England, number 40. When he came up 4 years ago, he was really something in punt returns. He doesn't like fair catching either, and he doesn't.
Oh, those guys.
Haynes to the 27-yard line following a 39 Colquitt punt.
Flag went down over there late.
Flag far side of the field. So many times you'll get a clipping call when a punt return man decides he can't get behind the screen that is set up, the picket line as they call it, and the blocker is set to block, and the man coming downfield turns on him. Then you get the clip. So New England, instead of their 26-yard line, will begin just beyond their 13.
Clipping number 80 on the rundown.
A lot of folks still out there cutting around. On first down, this is Horace Ivory. Ivory!
Talk about a super effort by an individual, making it on his own.
Instead of a -2, he got a +9.
He got somewhat confused back in there. Just dodging them all. Let's see who. I know he's trying to get around some couple of Steelers. He said, now, wait a minute here. That's Russ Francis he's going to come back at. Look out, Russ.
That was Jack Ham who missed that tackle.
That's right. And he avoided Francis, who got in his way, and then went right between 2 Steelers.
Yeah, I like that.
That was Ron Johnson that got him, or he could have still been running.
Leading rusher in preseason, Horace Ivory. Cunningham finds a big hole.
Oh, that was.
Pounds for the first down, out over the 35 to the 36.
You don't see a lot of people do that for Pittsburgh.
No, you don't.
They're right straight up the middle. Let's see why we can. That's Furness over the middle. A good block by Len Cottis. Man, they got him open there. Dunn didn't fall back in time. Don't know where Lambert is. That's Donnie Shell coming up from the safety. They just opened him up a good one there.
Cunningham following Len Cottis. Found the cavity and away he went. I'm sorry. On first and 10. Andy Johnson gets 3.
You do apologize.
as good a place as any to look it over. Horace Ivory really was the best running back the Patriots had during preseason. Had a good year last year.
He averaged a little over 6 yards in that preseason, Frank.
Had 690-plus yards a year ago after missing most of 77 with a thigh injury. Seconds ticking off here in the third quarter. I don't think we're going to get a playoff.
No, probably not.
And we will
move that right arm right there, waving hello to Mom.
New England has the football. Second down and 7. This is Horace Ivory.
Good.
And he's putting on some fancy moves. Short of the first down out to the 44-yard line, but a nifty pickup of 6. It'll be 3rd and 1. Being assisted from the field. You saw a few moments ago he went down in the arms of Gary Dunn and Tom Beasley. Rolled over, grabbed his knee. Walking very carefully. I'm sure the trainers checked it out rather thoroughly before they had let him walk off the field. We'll not speculate. We'll try and get a further report.
Hate to see these injuries. I just bumped into Dan Rooney of the Steelers front office. He said, I don't know what it's coming to. I've never seen a team so racked up as ours. I don't know how bad Joe Green is. I don't know how bad Greenwood is. Penny's out for the year. How much more can they do to us? I said, well, you can keep having Matt Barr kick.
J.T. Thomas, Larry Brown, you could go on and on with the Steelers. They've got some problems. Sam Cunningham gets the first down.
He said, Don, did you see him kick for Penn State? I said, yeah, he was great there. What happened to the power in his leg?
Oh, well, I'll bet he gets a lot stronger.
First and 10, New England. We're in the fourth quarter. Grogan, play action. Going to the big man, Francis. He has another first down inside the 45-yard line. Jack Lambert drifted back there to make the stop.
Well, it's about time Grogan started hitting. He had hit for 88 yards in the first half. But in the second half, up until that throw, he had hit for only 11 yards, been sacked twice for minus 23. Look at Francis.
He's working on Robin Cole, who's trying to hold him in. Lambert took a quick check up the middle to make sure that it's not a run. You see a slight fake right there in the middle. Lambert hesitates for a moment, comes back. Couldn't catch up with Francis.
Ball just inside the 45-yard line. And off goes to Cunningham, and Cunningham cannot get away from number 76. That's John Banaszak. Patriots 13, the Steelers 6. Both of them opening the season tonight in defense of their divisional crowns, and of course the Steelers coming off a 3rd Super Bowl victory over the Dallas Cowboys last January.
Don't forget, we got a Thursday night special from Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado this Thursday night. 2 of the top teams in the National Football League. The Bronx at home to the Rams.
2nd and 10. Cunningham gets to the outside, and he finds a big opening. Flag down.
Boy, they're going to really be upset on this one.
Oh, that's some nifty running, but again, the flag is down. A couple of flags are down.
You like to see Sam Bam go. He's kind of a fast Larry Zonka.
Probably with that cutback block. There's another new rule, too, that, let's see. Yeah.
That cutback zone has been expanded 3 to 5 yards now. One of the new rules. All of them basically designed to prevent the injuries. Back to the 43. Here's the call.
Crackback block, crackback. Number 88, 15 yards, still second down.
Carlos Pennywell, the wide receiver, as it generally is when you get that call. Ivory, we've been told, has twisted his right ankle. I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad it's not the knee. He will not be back tonight. Ball all the way back to New England's 43-yard line, where it's 2nd down and 23. That's when you get a pretty good pass rush. Steelers cutting the blitz and then drop out of it. Grogan reads it well, and he goes out to Andy Johnson.
Telling you, that Andy Johnson's been playing a good ball game tonight. That's a good play, too, to get half of that thing back.
Half of it back to the 46-yard line.
Yep. Now you got a big one. Third in the bunch.
Don mentioned Andy Johnson, and he's one of those solid players. Not spectacular, but he's there when you need him. He can receive, he can run, he can block. He's a good football player all around. He can throw, too.
He's an athlete.
If he has to, he's great on the option pass, having played quarterback in college. What, Frank?
I was a running back who came back from surgery. He missed all of 77 and came back last year and gained about 700 yards.
Right.
Grogan did get half of it in collaboration with Andy Johnson. His third down now and 12.
Look out, too high.
Oh, and that's Mike Wagner with the interception. And a flag goes down. They're saying he did not get it, but he trapped it. One official had a better view than the other. He said, no, he trapped it.
There's also some words going on out there with Francis and that appears Ron Johnson. Had a slight disagreement.
It's incomplete. There is no foul on the play. Pass incomplete. Fourth down.
The flag went down to mark where I suppose that Wagner went down.
Yeah, he's right. Look at it. It's on the ground.
Man.
Perfect call.
Yeah, that's great. That's why they're down there on the field, isn't it?
I'll tell you, they get a lot of criticism, but more times than not, they are right. They are really in a fishbowl in this modern day of football. Replays. Our little guys down there are great technicians, running things back and forth, checking them out. Fourth down, Lynn Swan at his 12-yard line, winning the punt of Eddie Hare, and Eddie Hare got off a beauty. And it bounds into the end zone. The Patriots could not get to it. They were hustling down there, but they could not stop it. So the Steelers will have the ball at their own 20-yard line when we come back.
They say I'm rough, they say I'm mean, but that's the toughest Steeler I've ever seen.
There's only one Steeler I trust with my girl, and it's none of you guys.
Uniroyal presents the Steeler Radio. It's built tough with 2 steel belts, and it's tough to beat when you look at its price.
Now I've got 4 tough Steelers that escort me everywhere.
The Uniroyal Steeler. You want a tough tire at a price that's fair? You want Uniroyal there.
Here's to good friends.
The key's supposed to be under the steps. I got it. Hey, here's a note. Gentlemen, my country estate is at your disposal. There might even be a little something in the refrigerator regards hand.
Let it be low and brown.
Low and brown. When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Low and Brow.
Here's the Hank.
Wherever he is.
Low and brown.
We have 11:48 remaining in the game, at least potentially. 13-6. The possibilities of an overtime, of course, exist.
And that's when Chet Forty really comes alive in those overtime games.
Sherman, Texas.
Hot doggies.
The home of Miller Barber, Sherman, Texas.
And Austin College, it says, too.
Mr. Rick.
We're going to wide Tittle also. On 1st and 10. Play action by Bradshaw.
All right. Got it out.
Stallworth, and Stallworth has the ball. He's out to the 40-yard line.
This thing really hadn't moved that rapidly the last half. It's been kind of, but they're only 7 points behind, right?
Game has become sluggish and has lagged.
I thought YA was from Marshall, Frank. That was that Stallworth that made that catch?
82 is
82. Slipped right in there.
They have a new NFL opening season attendance record. 840,436 turned out to watch pro football on this opening weekend. That includes tonight's crowd of 61,000 plus. 1st and 10. The Steelers trailing by 7 at their own 40-yard line. Screen.
Oh, and a nice one. Do they have it set up?
Benny Cunningham, the tight end screen. And the Steelers have a first down again down at the 44-yard line.
Get a little something moving here.
Steelers remind me a little bit offensively of a truck. They don't have a lot of fancy grace or finesse. They just, all of a sudden they hang in there, and then all of a sudden they pounce on you.
Well, when they're all healthy, they do a little more than that.
Well, that's when the truck starts downhill. That's when it really picks up speed.
Once they get you, though, then they really go for the juggler. Franco Harris with only 21 yards, 56 yards tonight on 21 attempts. Bradshaw going for Swan. There will be no interference on that. Ray Claiborne slowed up. Swan looking for the ball. Ran into him. There will be no interference call.
I always think this is a smart move anyway because the defensive back, you see, Swanee's coming down. He's got him in good position. But if I was the defensive back and the offensive guy fell, I would immediately turn around and accuse him of offensive pass interference too. And Swanee is awfully close to it. He says, I can't catch it, so I'm going to grab you by the leg.
Well, Claiborne did turn around, pointed the finger, but they were right on top of it. No call.
Swanee doesn't listen. He was involved in that imbroglio in the Super Bowl with Benny Barnes. Dallas.
Second down, 10. Crowd coming to life. Bradshaw, and he has a bunch of red shirts on him. Oh, boy. There were a lot of them there. Steve Nelson was there, as he has been all night.
He has played a super game. Number 57.
Tony McGee, number 78, was there.
Once again, there was no one to throw to. Looks like Nelson is down a little bit.
Making a sack on Jerry Bradshaw.
Nelson, let's see where they all came from. Really, they had pretty good protection there for a while. He's got time to throw. Steps up. And bango.
Mike Hawkins actually there first.
They had a little trouble. He says, wait a minute, son, you just, what in the world was that? Swanee said, you can't do that to me.
How many chucks?
Got a new disco move.
Well, that's not, you can't do that, can you?
No.
Somebody did something wrong out there.
Third and 19. Bradshaw hangs it high. And incomplete. Ray Claiborne back there battling.
And that was the same Dalworth, the same twosome that got it going to play before. And Swanee just slung him down. Let's see what happens this time.
Swanee's getting a real workout now.
Tell you, you will not run away from Ray Claiborne, I'll tell you that.
That Swan does go for the ball, doesn't he?
He really gets up there.
Claiborne out of the University of Texas was electrically timed at 9.4 for the 100. He can move. Frank Oakland will kick. Deep is Mike Haynes for New England. That's a beautiful kick by Oakland.
And what about?
He puts it out of bounds at the 4-yard line. 49-yard punt out of bounds at the 4. That'll tell you why more and more teams are drafting punters. They're not trying to create them. He was a third-round pick out of the University of Tennessee last year. And he does put the New England Patriots in a lot of trouble. There's the old safety man. We'll be back. Placid is not that far away, either geographically from where we are or chronologically. Innsbruck does not seem that far away either. New England leading 13-6. Greg Colquitt put the ball out at the 4-yard line. They have a 1st and 10 at their own 4. Cunningham given the assignment to get it out of there, and he gets about 3 yards.
Steve Furness made a good move inside there, trying to get him deep. Just barely missed him.
Look at that graphic, how even the time of possession has been between the two teams thus far in the contest. We're at 9:27 and beginning the countdown.
2nd down, 7. First-year coach, Ron Earhart. Andy Johnson. Ooh. Boy, there are some violent collisions when they turn that corner. Jack Ham hustling over there, number 59.
If they don't get a first down here, Frank, the Steelers have been charging 10 guys all night anyway on this punt. And although the rookie has punted really well, he's going to have his first shot at one that's really backed up in his own end zone, leading by 7 points. So I would say this one would be a big one they'd like to have.
Well, there's a Steeler down, out of bounds. It's Ron Johnson, who's off on the side. There he is, number 29, a second-year man out of Eastern Michigan, who really came in and did a great job for the Steelers coming up last year when J.T. Thomas couldn't play. And I'll tell you, J.T. Thomas is not ready to play again. He's the backup man to Ron Johnson.
Well, he's been hurt again. He was looking great.
Sprained knee. They're hurting in that secondary. As a matter of fact, they have, well, you said, an enormous number of injuries.
Hurting all of them.
Dwayne Woodruff, number 49, has come in for the Steelers.
He's one of 5 Steeler rookies.
Interesting thing about these Steelers, there's not a player out there that was not signed originally by the Steelers. 39 of them were drafted. 6 of them are free agents. Interesting, isn't it, when you consider that the 2 teams that went to the Super Bowl are all homegrown, the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've drafted wisely, searched the free agent market.
Well, Ron appears to be all right. So do the New England Spirits.
I noticed that myself. Little snake dance, they call that.
Third down 5.
Should have mastered that move when you were playing.
It's an important play for New England.
That really is.
Lead by 7. They go with a quick count, and they get a safety blitz and almost a safety. Rogan all the way back, and now the pressure is really going to be on the rookie, Eddie Hare, because New England is not going to be able to kick from a spread punt in this 4th down. Let's look at it again. Full blitz.
They bring him on. Donnie Shell, number 31, is the guy that comes from the safety, and nobody picked him up. And you're right, they almost got a safety. Grogan struggled out of that end zone to keep from giving him 2. You might wonder whether that would be a good thing. Go ahead and give him 2 and he'd come back out and punt.
Give that a little thought.
Yeah, Grogan had a lot of things on his mind.
And that was 8:22 remaining.
Okay.
All right, Eddie Hare, who kicks with 2.5 steps, will not have to kick from a tight formation. They will not get good coverage, although Swan has been instructed to fair catch the ball. He may get a chance because they won't get good coverage.
That was a heck of a punt.
And he did not fair catch. Whoa! Oh, there's a great downfield tackle.
I think that's that rookie car.
It is Alan Clark from Northern Arizona, and that was a tremendous open field tackle on Len Swan, and not a bad punt by Eddie Hare.
You bet. That was a good punt. They decided not to rush it. You'll see him back up trying to set up a return, and obviously they changed their mind. Going to let Swanee try to run this one back.
48 yards. Swan thought he had a chance.
Look at that car.
And look at Clark.
We were told by their PR people, says every kicking team, you look for Carr, he'll be down there. He's a rookie that made the team.
They're right about that.
That reason is anything else.
Steelers still good field position. They trail by a touchdown and a conversion. They have the ball at the 47-yard line, their own 47. Bradshaw, screen to the flanker, Stallworth.
Look out,
he can move. Stallworth with a nifty move at midfield. Gets inside the 20-yard line where the touchdown is saved by Ray Claiborne.
I'll tell you, he almost slipped past Claiborne. When up in the air, you'll see it again.
All right. Had a good block right there. Man, I can't see who that is either. Look at him bounce off of those guys and
That
go
was
again.
Sam Davis.
Right there.
Sam Davis with the key block that sprung Stallworth, and then he did a bunch on his own. Inside 8 minutes.
Look at the offense. You couldn't see a game more even statistically. And the one that matters most the Pats are ahead 13-6.
Swan right, Stallworth left. Randy Grossman is the tight end. Have been flanked out. All right. Looking for the ball. Lost the ball, and Mike Haynes comes up with it.
Big play. Big turnover.
My golly. Sidney Thornton bobbled the ball. Lost it. And Mike Haynes, a genuine all-pro, makes the big play once again.
Drake goes up on the lead block. Claiborne's pushed out pretty well there, too. The ball bounces loose. And look at Haynes. Haynes, I'm sorry, yeah.
I think it was Bedoin that came up and knocked it loose. But Thornton was carrying it out there rather recklessly, and the handle came loose.
Well, they've dodged a couple of silver bullets. That punt got them out of a hole, and now a turnover. Nice Haynes got away.
Out of Arizona State, and he has been superb all 4 of his pro years. And here comes Sam Cunningham. Line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Maybe even lost a half a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. 2nd down and 11, rather.
Everything in this game is even except for the score.
We're going to pause 5 seconds quickly and allow our stations along the line to pause 5 seconds quickly.
I don't know.
Anyway, those are the people that are bringing you the game. 2nd and 11. Grogan, down he goes. It was Gary Dunn who got to him first. He is slow getting up. Beasley was also there.
This was not the best series of downs in the world as you look at this play again to be conservative.
Yeah, I like that Gary Dunn, but look at him cut.
He made a good release right there to front. Ashlyn got us tried to block him. Just pushed him aside. And rushing right on back.
Yeah, Gary Dunn plays with a whole lot of intensity. 6-yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 16.
Dunn playing in place of Green, who got hurt in the warm-up before the game.
L.C. Greenwood went down a little later on with the knee. The Steelers are hurting in their front 4. Cunningham on the flare. And he maybe gets a couple yards, 3 yards, and New England's going to have to punt again. There's Mike Haynes.
Boy, that kid can fly. The 2 of them, Haynes and Claiborne, 2 of the men we found in the administration building before the game visiting with Darrell Sting.
Here's Eddie Hare again under pressure. Good athlete from Tulsa, was drafted by Montreal as a baseball player right out of high school. And Lenny Swan standing back at his 40-yard line. They go for it, and either they got a finger on it or he just lost it off the side of his foot. They've been pressuring him all night, making him hurry, and they're going to mark it at the 34-yard line.
I thought somebody got a piece of it, Frank.
I think he lost it off the side of his foot. I really do. I think he
really?
Yeah. I think he just was a hurried drop. Looked like to me he hit it off the side of his foot. Who knows?
He's a rhythm kicker at 2.5 steps. It won't be long before he gets it down to 2. 1st and 10, the Steelers. Again, they have the ball. Good field position inside the 35-yard line of New England. 4:54 on the clock. Steelers down by 7 points.
I get the feeling that really made a lot of difference right there.
Bradshaw going for Swan, or rather Stallworth. He has it. Steeler 1st down at the 22-yard line.
Hamilton out at the moment, little dizzy, a little bit shaken up. Bradshaw limping more noticeably.
You know, just saw a catch by John Stallworth, and just in watching the Steelers, as I have over the past 5 years, he had a lot of nagging injuries for the first 3 or 4 years, and in the last 2 years, he has been superb. And it's not a coincidence that those have been the best 2 years of Lynn Swan's career. He doesn't get that double coverage anymore. On 1st and 10, Bradshaw wide open.
I'll be darned. How did he get
Sidney Thornton?
Well, they have a way of doing it.
Rolled out of the backfield. He should have been picked up by a linebacker. They probably totally ignored him because he is not known as a receiver. And he was wide open.
He was wide open. My gosh, this thing, I told you, that thing, you can just feel things. I just knew that was going to be it. We're going to be here for a while.
We are a conversion away from a tie ball game. Matt Farr. He missed his first attempt tonight. Granted, it was a bad snap. Not so this time. We're tied at 13 with 4:09 on the clock.
All right, let's see if we can pick it up.
I'll tell you, they gave you play action, Don. That helped.
Well, I didn't see it. Norton just came out from the other side of the backfield. The fake was to Franco, and somebody just missed him. That's all. You're right. He watched that one in, didn't he?
Oh, he looked it over. We'll be back in a moment. Barr to kick off. Alan Clark is deep. Barr kicks it high, but again short. Alan Clark at the 11-yard line. And this time the youngster does not find the opening. He gets to the 26. That's it. And Dwayne Woodruff, a rookie from Louisville, is down there to make the tackle for the Steelers.
Hill is racked by injuries.
Andy Johnson. Sam Adams, 61 in lead. And Johnson uses Adams, cuts back to the inside, and gets a gain of about 8 yards out to the 33-yard line, where it'll be second down and 2.
It was a heady run, using Adams as Frank described. 3:37. Mark counting.
They mark it inside the 33, so we'll call it second down and 3. There he is, 6'5", 205 pounder. Howard has already told you he's just a good little man at about everything you need done on a football field. Earl Jackson in motion. Johnson gets the call. He finds a big opening, and he gets up close to midfield at the 48. New England first down. It was Jack Lambert that made the stop.
Let's see. I think this is going to be overdone. Look here. Good block by Adams. Nice one by Hanna coming in on the inside. Little lead block. Oh, also by Cunningham. They just knocked him out of there.
Hanna buried Lambert.
He did.
Hanna is a great player. Likes to complain a lot. Likes to talk a lot. But out on that field, nobody better at the position. Not in the whole league.
And he's rather large, 265. First and 10, the ball at the 48-yard line of the Patriots. That's Russ Francis in motion. Sam Cunningham. Nowhere to the left side. He's going to lose about 3. Tom Beasley was there first, I believe, along with John Banaszak.
The guy will take the rap if New England loses. There's John Smith, the Britisher, getting the leg ready if they can get to field goal position. Should the Pats lose this game, the guy will take the rap in the New England press as the guy who's been getting it all along. Steve Grogan.
Second down, 13. And I believe Grogan again anticipated a different move by either Francis
or Cunningham.
Or Jackson.
Or maybe even Cunningham. Cunningham was out in that pattern too, Frank, coming out there. I don't know what he was doing.
And we're going to get the 2-minute warning. It's all tied up at 13. Defensively, Lambert will go over and chat with Chuck Noll. Grogan has already moved over to his sidelines to talk it over with Ron Earhart. We have 1:58 remaining to play in the fourth quarter of play here at Foxborough. It's all tied up. The New England Patriots 13. Terry Bradshaw hit Sidney Thornton for a 21-yard touchdown a short while ago. That tied it up. Right now, the Patriots are looking over a third down and 13 with the football at their own 40-yard line. Grogan not having a spectacular night, but how many quarterbacks do against the Steelers? Ball is deflected and up in the air.
Man, he got popped.
Grogan, who has been on the ground many times tonight, is down there once again.
Going into that, he had 4 sacks, minus 36 yards. His net passing yardage on the night, 87. 161 yards for New England rushing. So they didn't get the field goal opportunity.
Eddie Hare has punted 7 times. Done a good job and tremendous pressure. Again, the Steelers, both their punt returner, T-Bell and Jim Smith, have been injured. They can't play, so Lynn Swan's back there. You just saw him standing at the 20, and they are rushing 10 men on every punt. He kicked another fluffer. But he gets a fairly good bounce, and it's going to be at the 31-yard line. So the Steelers will take over with 1:42 remaining at their own 31-yard line. And that time, Eddie Hare had a good average going. He kicked 114 a while ago. This one went 24. Steelers again will be home in Pittsburgh next week against the Houston Oilers, and the New England Patriots will entertain the Jets here at Foxborough. Now we're having a indication of referee's timeout. I think they're trying to quiet the music a little bit. It's a little noisy down there. We were down there earlier this evening, and the speakers on the sidelines would make it very difficult for the quarterback to call his plays. And that was the situation. We're ready to go. Bradshaw trying to get a screen off to his tight end, Benny Cunningham, and New England wouldn't let him off the line of scrimmage.
And the fans are really screaming about that. They said that's the throwaway.
Benny Cunningham was trying to get out into the pattern, but somebody had a double arm lock on him.
Bradshaw definitely hobbling all second half, definitely hampered. Has to have affected his efficiency. Yet Pittsburgh hung in there with defense, even with Green out, Greenwood out, Pinney out. Really remarkable under the circumstances.
2nd and 10. All right, Franco Harris nailed for a loss of a couple.
That was old.
Richard Bishop, who has been playing in there a lot for Ray Hamilton tonight. So it's going to be 3rd down and 13. And New England is going to stop the clock. They want to win this thing in regulation if they can. Don't forget, Saturday, NCAA college football is coming your way here on ABC. That'll follow the Soccer Bowl, which will match Vancouver, who had that big victory over the New York Cosmos this past weekend. Tampa Bay, of course, is in there. They've been in the Soccer Bowl 3 times. And then immediately following, well, you're going to have Alabama versus Georgia Tech. Alabama, #1 last year. Georgia Tech, coached by Pepper Rogers. He was a fine collegiate coach. And they've got that good young quarterback, Mike Kelly, coming up. That's Saturday, and Thursday night will be in the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado, for the Broncos and the Los Angeles Rams.
You're high on Mike Kelly, Frank. I'm high on a kid named Ford from Meredith's alma mater, SMU.
SMU. Yeah, Mike is. He's going to be a good one, Howard. Or he is already, I guess you'd say, right? They got some good horses down there.
Mind you, again, the time for our start in Denver will be 8:30 Eastern time. Terry Bradshaw limping back in. We told you about him leaving in the second quarter for x-rays, coming back out to open the second half, but he's going a big sore right now. It's really going to hurt in the morning. 3rd down, 13. New England stopped the clock with 1:24 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Stallworth is open. And Stallworth stepped out of bounds at the 45, but he's got the first down. Stops the clock at 1:14.
Good job, I think, by Terry that time. You'll notice that he got some pressure, dropped a little bit deep, did a slight scramble to the left, picked up Stallworth, who did a good job of coming back to meet that ball.
Look at him strong arm that.
Yep, he does have that arm, doesn't he?
That's Mike Haynes.
Yep, that's where he stepped up.
1:14, and the Steelers have 3 timeouts. Stallworth now 6 receptions on the night for 95 yards.
I've got a feeling that old Matt Barr is going to have a chance to redeem that missed extra point here in a little while.
Bradshaw in trouble.
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
And did he get it off? No. They're going to bring it back to the 40. They say his knee had touched.
A little bit of roughnecking around there.
I'll tell you, that could be as a result of the new rule.
That's right.
The referee has got to, all the officials are alerted. Anytime the quarterback is in an obvious grasp of a defender, they are to blow a quick whistle. Again, another rule instituted this year, and the idea is safety. But Bradshaw is a big, strong dude, and he gets a lot of them off in the arms of defenders.
Now, that's when they're going to whistle. You see right now in the back,
you're right.
Johnny waving his hand, so it was a new rule.
Good call, Gift.
2nd down, 15. 3rd sack of the night for New England. This will be the 4th. Back to the 29-yard line. That time it was Rod Schultz.
Yeah, he's having some ugly things to say to Terry.
Hill got the sack, but it was the middle of that line. Lunsford and Hamilton that caused Bradshaw to get out of the pocket.
Look at that.
That Sugar Bear that had a clean shot at him, and he had to make him move up. And old Rod Schultz came in and put him away.
And New England stops the clock once again with 35 seconds. They would like to force the Steelers to punt the football, give them field position, and try and win it in regulation. But the Patriots now are down to one timeout.
Might be a good chance, too, to see them come in and try to put that pressure on the punter. We haven't seen New England do that really that much tonight. But they do have some gifted punt return guys. I imagine they would rely on that, too. 35 seconds. Son of a gun.
Third down, break it. Claiborne can break it. The rookie Sanford can break it.
Third down, 24, and I think Pittsburgh now is thinking in terms, let's get it into overtime. They will be a little bit careful with how they put the football up in the air. If indeed they even put it in the air.
John lost him a contact lens. And putting that baby back in there. That's really done a lot. You know, a lot of the players that wouldn't be able to play if it wasn't for contact lens. They've got them now where you can put them in there and leave them.
Third and 24. Stallworth comes in again. New England now with one timeout.
Have a nice opening for the new coach here, don't you think?
I'm not so sure.
Well, I mean, at least he's right in here, you know. I mean, they've got a lot of action going.
Quickly as they cheer you, they can boo you. If Ron wins the game, he's a temporary hero. If he loses, just as quickly a goat.
Well, a little confusion on the field. Now we're ready to go at third and 24, 35 seconds remaining. Bradshaw will put it in the air.
Maybe.
Oh, and they're going to get him for throwing it away, I believe.
Yeah, I think they are, too. There was a receiver fairly close, but it was an underhanded toss.
Tony McGee was breathing down Bradshaw's neck, and they're going to get him for throwing the football away. And I'll tell you, that could help.
27 seconds left. He was trying to spring out to the outside, looked to me all along there. But that was a good move by McGee. That little roll to the outside. Bishop's coming in there. Boy, that McGee, look at those strides McGee's got.
Yep.
Golly. He thought I want that ball.
That's a tough penalty because that is also penalty plus loss of down, and that means it'll be fourth down. And Craig Colquitt will be punting from somewhere around the 10-yard line. They put Stanley Morgan back in to receive the punt at the 36-yard line. You did have to speculate that New England's going to go for it. They have one timeout. Pittsburgh senses that. They tighten up. Colquitt gets it off. Morgan calls for the fair catch at the 43. 21 seconds on the clock. New England has one timeout.
All right, I like it. Here we go.
It'll take a bit of doing against this Pittsburgh defense to get into field goal position.
You're absolutely correct.
If we go to overtime, there'll be a 3-minute break. Toss of the coin. We'll be in sudden death.
Any word from our director?
He's ready.
"21 seconds and one timeout." The receivers are Harold Jackson splitting now to the left. Out to the right comes Stanley Morgan, the tight end, number 81, Russ Francis. Francis wide open, and again Grogan under pressure was pounded to the turf once again. Could not get it to him.
But the crowd is taking it out on that young man, and indeed, as I poked my head out of our booth a couple of minutes ago, writer on the Boston Globe said, why don't they put in our quarterback?
Well, those things happen.
Meaning taking it out on Grogan.
Didn't Francis look extremely open to you that last time? Well, he just kind of stand there by himself? Right down the middle. They must be trying to protect those sidelines instead of that middle shot. They got one shot down the middle, 16 seconds to go, 18 to 17. Whatever.
2nd and 10. 16 seconds.
That's it.
Grogan had the time that time. There were no receivers open. He's dropped back at the 38-yard line, lost of 5. John Banaszak was in there. Tom Beasley, number 65. Banaszak, 76. They were both there.
Now you got to consider, well, now do you want to really take the chance because you don't have that much time? Maybe they decide they're going to use it, aren't they?
Grogan calls his last timeout. Moves over to the sideline.
Final timeout. Steelers have 3 remaining.
And like Pittsburgh a few moments ago, if we're going to win it, we're going to win it in overtime. Again, in the overtime period, there are 2 timeouts per team. Well, our first Monday night telecast is, no, not yet in actuality, but we are 9 seconds away from sudden death. And they'll play to the first score. Grogan hangs it high. Looking for pass interference, probably. Doesn't get it. Russ Francis was down there with the entire Steelers secondary. And there's time for one more of those plays. That's what the defenders have to be very careful about, that they do not give up a pass interference call because the period would not end on a defensive foul. New England, they were 11-5 last year. The Steelers 14-2. They lost only to Houston and Los Angeles. Within New England, going into the playoffs, were shocked with the departure of their coach, Chuck Fairbanks. Houston came up and also came on after defeating Miami, and they trounced the Patriots right here. Picked off by Dwayne Woodruff.
Oh, Dwayne fell down.
Regulation time is over.
I think he's still going on, Frankie Lateral. What is going on there? Now it's over.
Well, it kind of summed it up, didn't it?
Yeah.
So we are going to go to overtime. There will be the toss of the coin. We will have a 3-minute intermission. And we'll play some more football.
Oh, boy.
Area game stats, first downs, Pittsburgh a slight edge, rushing New England the edge, passing Pittsburgh a big edge. Frank?
We'll be back after this word from our local stations. And the New England Patriots, along with the Steelers, must labor on. Actually, here in the East, it is no longer Labor Day. Jack Lambert, he's labored a little. All tied at 13 after regulation play. Chuck Noll looking for his 100th overall victory as a professional coach. Entering his 11th year of play, a remarkable record. It all got tied up this way. Sidney Thornton comes out of the backfield, number 38. New England overlooks him. Well, why shouldn't they? Sidney Thornton has caught 6 passes in 2 years. This was a big one. That tied it up, 21 yards. Bradshaw to Sidney Thornton. Bradshaw playing on a damaged toe. Barr, the rookie from Penn State, added the conversion. And that's where we are.
All right, down to it. Let's go down to it.
I'll tell you what.
Wait a minute. Wasn't Denver, Minnesota our last overtime game?
That's right.
A year ago. Yeah, that was our last one. Now at the very top of the telecast, Don Meredith in his discussion of whether or not New England had a quarterback problem. Told you that the fans were not happy with him. He's been getting his rips in the newspapers. And if he had not had a decent first half, Don suggested we might see Kavanaugh on in the second half. But you're not going to see a new quarterback now in the overtime.
Hey, Grogan is 11 for 31, but he's also has been on his tail about 11 times also.
Oh, yeah.
He has not had any passing room back there to speak of. He's been lucky to get off as good as he has. Matt Barr kicks it off. Alan Clark, the rookie from Northern Arizona, is deep, but it will not get to him. Taken there instead by Rick Sanford, the #1 draft pick out of South Carolina. And Sanford gets it out to the 27-yard line. So here we go. Hope you don't have anything big planned early in the morning out there.
What are your plans, Skip?
Well, it's already early morning here.
Well, we had 2 overtime games yesterday. Cleveland beating the Jets. Atlanta beating New Orleans.
1st and 10. New England has the ball. They won the toss at their own 27. Andy Johnson, left side. And he runs into John Banaszak on that right side of the Steelers defense after a gain of a yard and a half, giving 2nd down and 8. 2nd and 8. Grogan rolling out.
What was that?
Well, at least he didn't hit one of the Steelers.
But well, I don't know what that. Who was he throwing to?
Well, Francis was in the area. Cunningham was semi in the area.
I see.
In the low 80s at the kickoff time. Sure, it's much cooler now. 3rd and 8. Cunningham is in motion. That first formation tonight. Grogan going for Morgan. And Wagner was there. He'll be booed, but he could not throw it. Good coverage by Wagner. And it'll be 4th down. And Eddie Hare, who has been very active in his first NFL game, the rookie from Tulsa, comes out to do the punting for New England. Lynn Swan positions himself between his 30 and 35-yard line. There's Lynn. Back in 74, he had over a 14-yard average and was the last Steeler to return a punt for a touchdown. That also in 74. Fair catch called for by Swan at the 30. Steelers have the football, 31-yard line. Bradshaw puts Swan out to the right. Setbacks remain. Franco Harris and Sidney Thornton. Harris gets the call and finds a little opening, ducks his head, and gets an extra couple of yards out of it. Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Harris now 23 attempts, 57 yards. Tough New England defense.
And the world's champions are working on them. I think that means something in these overtime games. I really do. The fact that they've won.
2nd and 6. Swan is right. Stallworth is left. Sidney Thornton. And he was the man that tied it up, and he's looking good tonight. Inside New England territory, close to the 48-yard line. Tripped up there by Tim Fox.
He really has come on to have a big night in the late going. Early on, no, but when they need him most, look at him there. That big hole opening for him.
Another fine block by 57, Sam Davis.
And it appeared to be 57 on the other side overran it. That was Steve Nelson. He tried to cut up on the inside and catch it and ran right past the runner.
1st and 10. Ball inside the 49. Franco Harris. Thornton with a good block. Harris has some running room. And a good open field tackle by Mike Haynes, but not until Franco Harris picked up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Here's the time to get one of those feelings done. Don't you get the feeling that Pittsburgh is the team now that's alive, that's coming on?
I thought they would do it before the regular season. I mean, before the end of the regular regulation game. But I see them moving around there. They're getting together. You mentioned, we both talked, all of us talked about the injuries, but they seem to have something working for them right now. Yeah.
2nd and 5. The ball at the 43. Franco Harris inside. Good block again by Davis. And Harris breaks it down to the 33-yard line.
That was a beautiful piece of execution. You had a perfect view of the whole opening and the way Franco. Look at it again.
Amazing quality, I think, that Franco has.
Look at that.
He in a big game, you're going to put him in there, and he's going to come through for you. So a big game, whatever this is a key situation, he seems to always come up with one.
They're getting close down there now. Matt Barr, the place kicker. Rookie from Penn State.
Missed the opening conversion tonight on the Steelers' first touchdown.
2 kickoffs were poor.
All inside the 33-yard line of New England. All tied at 13, in case you just left the late movie. Franco Harris, right side.
Strung him out.
Out of bounds, stops the clock. Inside the 32.
Steve Nelson there again, 57. Great performance by Nelson tonight, all over the field.
Hunt was over there as Hawkins. Man, they all strung that thing out. You're right.
Just back to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 2nd down and 10. And we're going to see the designated pass rusher, they call him up here, Tony McGee, come into the lineup, number 78. New England thinking pass from Bradshaw. Stay in their 3-4, however. Lots of time. This is Sidney Thornton. Look at this big man. And Thornton short of the first down, close to the 25, where it's going to be 3rd down and a long 3.
Just bowled him over.
Oh, he hit Tony McGee a shot. Tony McGee weighs 260 and Thornton goes 230. Now that's going to give you, at least in terms of physics, quite a violent collision.
Good protection of that offensive line that time, and he did run over him, didn't he?
And a good call.
3rd and 4.
I bet you nobody's pulling harder for them to make a first down than Matt Barr.
Get it closer. Well, we're going to see a field goal attempt now on 4th down. Thornton short of the first down.
Well,
and what pressure to put on a youngster in his first pro football game. This is Matt Barr, the 6th-round draft pick from Penn State. Beat out an 8-year veteran of the Steelers, Roy Girella.
He's kicked them a lot further than this for the Nittany Lions. If Joe Paterno is watching.
41-yard attempt.
And New England calls timeout.
They want him to think about it a little longer.
Old tactic.
Not a bad timeout.
Understandable tactic, frequently used.
You know, he broke most of his brother's records at Penn State. One of them for most in a season. He kicked 22 field goals a year ago.
What was the longest one? Do you have that figure?
48 yards at Penn State.
48. Yep.
He missed one earlier here tonight from 43 yards out.
He got little foot into the football on his kickoffs. On the one he missed. But maybe now, having scored one, growing in confidence.
Oh, it'll be a 41-yard attempt.
For wonderful opportunity, don't you think?
The healthy thing for Chuck Noll, I'll tell you.
Craig Colquitt is the holder. So I don't think we'll have any gymnastics.
The respective coach.
By the holder.
On there, hard there.
Mike Webster is snapping the ball.
Chuck Noll.
Played a little over 5 minutes of overtime. Tied at 13. This could undo it. 61,000 fans are still here, and they're on their feet.
Right through the middle.
I think he's got it. You betcha.
Right
The rookie from Penn State has won the game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Matt Barr, 41-yard field goal. You saw a quick shot of Ron Earhart. His head dropped. And Chuck Noll has won his 100th game as a professional football coach.
What a game for that man to have won and for his team to have won. Broken down by injury. So many of them you almost couldn't count them. The game itself became a recital of who was hurt, who was not in there. Yet, compellingly, they held together. As you look at the field goal again, and the young man who missed a point after and kicked so poorly in the early going winds up the hero. That's the way he did it for Joe Paterno.
He doesn't care much about pressure. Good placement there by Colquitt.
Yep. He got the foot into it there.
He knows. Look at this. He says, "You did it, you little rascal." Gosh dang. Hot dog.
Kickers love kickers.
Yeah, they do. They are a special breed.
All right. Once again, the final score, Pittsburgh 16, New England 13 in overtime. Be sure to join us this Thursday night 8:30 Eastern for a special Thursday night edition of ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. The NFC Western Division champion Los Angeles Rams take on the AFC Western Division champion Denver Broncos. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United is building the largest airline in the world around you. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.